Hello, welcome back. It's Monday. I'm back. I'm back. But it's time for the big Ashmatic Analysis on a Monday night. Ash, how you been, bro?
Jeez, the free unks, you know, that's what we need to take to. Spurs unks.
Spurs Unks TV, yeah.
That complete the trio, man. Listen, my weekend was decent. I can't lie. My weekend was nice. Weather was nice. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to keep it that way, innit? I wasn't even trying to. I wasn't ready for that stress again. You know what I'm saying? We've been here already. And I'm ready to get into it, to be fair, because there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Without saying too much, there's guests we got on, so yeah, I'm going to leave it to them.
Aaron, how you doing, bro?
Spurs are back. The season is back. And here, you know, we've all changed because all three of us are smiling. We're laughing. Yeah. Saying that, I didn't watch the match. I was doing filming a wedding, but I was looking at the highlights and the scores, and at no point did I think I'm disappointed. It was like, all right, okay. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, even the title crisis. I don't know. I just felt like
look. It's a YouTube clickable little thing.
I get it.
I had three options,
bro.
No, I get it. I'm not going against it.
It's not else. There's a question mark, people. The English language, a question mark.
It's okay. I can't pronounce that guy's name. What's his name? Test.
Seven Sisters Row.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Seven Sisters. I know you've unsubscribed now, but I'm sorry.
It's just
you get an apology from me.
It is. You're absolutely right. It's clickbait, but that's what YouTubers have to do now. Terrified. You know, you look through all things. So yes, I don't think any of us think it's a crisis after one game, but with the YouTube algorithm, you put something like that, and people go, "Wow!" and it's got you triggered enough for you to want to unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Now we're in a crisis because we've lost a subscriber. Yeah. So,
what am I?
Yeah, back for one day, yeah. And I lose a subscriber.
You picked the wrong day to come back, Marlon.
Right.
We lost a subscriber. All the hard work we did. You lose one, you lose 20.
Bro, you know when they hit the day I left, we was on like 4,999, and I was gutted. I was like, oh no, we did hit the 5,000, and then it happened when Ash did the the rival shot. I was like, yes. Before I left the country. But yeah, no, all good. Let me bring in our guests because we want to get.
Wait, Marlon, how are you? How are you? We haven't asked how you are.
Do you know what? I'm good. I have to admit, I missed. Did I watch the first half? No, I missed some of the first half because I was traveling, and I watched the second half on a phone because I was out for my mum's birthday, and to be honest, I was surrounded by a few gooners who were literally ripping into me, but I didn't feel like it was last season. I know we're going to get into it and whatnot, and it was probably one of the worst performances I've seen.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel at one point that it won't get turned around. I think that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wasn't, even though they were coming all giggity off of a Coventry win, I was like, well, you lot are champions. We're finishing 17th. It's a bit different.
Yeah, at home as well. You know, There's only one team that actually won away from home, which is Leeds. So yeah, where were you, Marlon?
When? Oh, I was in Alicante for 10 days.
Yeah, you got the nice tan going on there.
You can see it because my camera. I saw it and my camera weren't delivering it. But it's worse. My kids. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's just like Jesus.
They're darker than you.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Right. Let's get the guest on.
Let's first of all bring out Eugene. You well?
What's up, boys? I'm good. Good to be on. I got a lot on my mind, so I'm here for therapy. So, but yeah, good to be back. Always a pleasure.
And then the man who likes to take the piss out of me all the time leaves Ash alone, you know. Doesn't get Ash, gets on Milo all the time, and yet I'm the one who invites him back. Here you are.
Yeah, there's Eugene.
I'm in full panic mode. There's a cry going on at Spurs.
There's Eugene. Here, your boy played. Your boy Richie played.
Oh,
You wanted a striker in the middle. Where was he in the middle?
Hey, don't trigger me. Hey, E and I were talking about this last season. We said I are going to talk pop culture and music instead of football. So I think it's going to come to that again.
I don't like that Marlon said that I only rip into him because I do rip into Ash. That's not true. All right. And the thing is, no, because I was gonna say like I seen the thumbnail, like the updated thumbnail for the season. I'm like, this don't look like Ash no more. It looks like Marlon with a wig on. Like every thumbnail. The guy gets lighter skin, bro. Like, the bro's gonna be as white as Eugene soon, like next season, bro. Like
he's doing
AI thing is not working. I'm not gonna lie, it's not working.
Yeah, Marlon the white.
It's not gonna be working soon, man.
Look, a couple housekeeping things. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us early as you always do. You always make this show going. So please keep your comments coming in, as they do help us move on with the show as well, especially when we're chatting too much, you know. But now, big up to everyone, and big up to everyone that's now a subscriber when we hit the 5,000, on to many more, as they say. Ash, let's start this off. Okay, so I got back, literally landed back in the country on Friday, and I thought the first thing I'd do, I'd put on TalkSport. Don't know why I did this, but I did. Because I've missed so much football over the last 10 days, as in what's been happening in the UK, and I hadn't been watching much. I hadn't been watching much YouTube either, but I've been watching the games as we go on. And they were talking about the weekend's results, and they came up with Brentford and Spurs, and the first thing they said is, would it be a shock if Brentford beat Spurs? And they were like,
all right, cool. He's frozen. Let me just take this.
I thought I like
gone white. He's back.
Going into that game, I knew we weren't going to get a result, bro. I'll be honest with you. And we were doing the whole YouTube thing. You know when man say, raw, do your predictions. And everyone's like, oh, draw, innit? Wink. Like it was one of them ones, because we knew that physicality, verticality, that's what they're all about. You know what I'm saying? That's their game. And if you looked at our back line, we've got Van Hecke and Senesi. On the ball, it's a dream, was meant to be. But off the ball, the athleticism is not there. The speed in particular and the agility, meaning man them on a turn, moving like Frankenstein, it's not looking good, bro. So, there was those issues. And then I think Archie Gray, that's going to be the biggest talking point right now, because for some reason De Zerbi gave him the armband, and he was expecting him to kind of lead grown men onto the pitch that were older than him, that have had more experience than him as well. So obviously, when you look at the opposition, Keith Andrews took over Brentford. Nobody expected him to do well last season. They had a great season, but Brentford are a well-oiled machine, so he's just jumping into a structure, a foundation that's been set for him, and he's got the players right behind him playing well. So against Hoffenheim, we saw we were a bit leggy, weren't quite up to speed, even though we got a draw out of it. But you just knew when it came to like the Premier League and it came to a serious team, and the fact that we've got like Archie Gray as a fullback on one side, Robertson on the other side, Bergvall next to Tonali, it was mix and match. So I think what it was, just to round up quick, because I know other people can have their words, the manager probably was thinking, all right, let me play the guys that had the most minutes in the pre-season, because there was a lot of guys that hadn't had minutes in the pre-season. It was all chop and change. We had to go Australia. We had to go Asia, do the thing. I think it was a money thing, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of being ready and prepared, we wasn't. And people criticizing the selection from De Zerbi, saying, you know, why did he pick that midfield? Why did he pick that back line? But it was just a case of wants, needs, and must, in my opinion. Like, we didn't have Mickey van der Ven to start. Not that I think it would have made a huge difference, because I just think Brentford were that much better than us. every department. I'm talking about set pieces and open play as well. The way they built up short, the way they went long and direct, the physicality, the dueling. Like, you know what Thomas Frank always talked about, you got to win your duels. Yeah, well, they definitely did. They definitely did that. And we just looked so off the pace. And even in terms of our press was just all over the gaff. But the real question really is to De Zerbi, really, because yes, he got the selection wrong. But have teams figured out Robert De Zerbi's tactical blueprint? Because it's been widely spoken about over the last few years, and you know how Pep's praised him, and many teams have copied his particular framework. So going into the game, have teams figured out that he wants to play centrally and he wants to build up in those zones? Is that going to be a concern for games going on? Does he have to evolve and think of something else in terms of his build-up play? And then on top of it, actually, I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'm going to leave it at that because there's still a lot to unpack, but I let these guys have their say before I go any deeper.
Eugene, you come in on what Ash has been saying. Where was your head at, like, before the game, and obviously what ended up happening after?
You know what? When I saw the lineup, obviously I wasn't expecting much from our attack. I mean, every time I watch Richarlison play, a piece of me dies. It's like, I swear to you, you know, the U11s that I coach, my boys, they have better first touch and ball control than Richarlison. That guy is completely useless. You know, Gallagher, Bergvall, like, so I had low expectations. My issue is our back line surprised me in a bad way. Like, Senesi was out-muscled every time, was losing all the duels. Van Hecke was out of position, was weak in the box. And now I'm having concerns about him and Poro on that right-hand side. We all know Van Hecke is great on the ball, but his defensive stats are not good from last season. So that's an issue for me. That's a red flag. Just how weak we were at the back. And De Zerbi, I understand the team is gelling still. We're missing half the squad, but playing, you know, Van Hecke is pushing up, us trying to press with Gray and Robertson on the wings or at fullback. You cannot have lack of pace, you know, at your fullback positions and try to play that football. And we were being, you know, open on the counter all day. So that was surprising to me. But yeah, our back line is a bit of a concern, just given what I've seen, not necessarily them being out of position, but how weak they were. And they were bullied by Brentford. And I'm hoping it's a one-off, but I'm seeing some red flags, unfortunately.
What was your red flags? And then, was there any positives for you either?
For me,
No.
Not really. I mean, Mikey Moore got into decent positions, but his shot is pretty terrible. Okay, I wouldn't say terrible, but not as good as it should be. He could have scored, you know, a brace at least. But other than that, Gallagher was Gallagher. Bergvall, like, I defended him for 2 seasons. I thought he's got potential, but honestly, I just don't think he's good enough. I think what's happening to him is what happened to Sarr. He was really good his first season, but his development stalled. And if we can still get 50 million for him, I'll take that money and run. And I just, Robertson was okay, but again, his lack of pace is worrying me. So honestly, there was nothing that I would say, you know what, you know, we look good. No performances, really. Yeah.
Too much of E.
Oh, so we're going 4 more. Okay, all right. I see you, Marlon. Nah, not really any positives. I'm not gonna lie. It was the most, like, I crashed out on stream, especially about Kinski. Oh my god, that goalkeeper so buns.
We'll get to that.
Boy, that goalkeeper so buns, man. But Yeah, there wasn't much positives, mainly because like I understand people's like hesitancy to, go too crazy because there's a lot of, backup players or squad players that was playing. So I can understand like none of the starters that started are part of the main starting 11, if that makes sense. So I can understand like if people look at it as if, yeah, it makes sense that the attack was there was no attack basically because all of our starting strikers at this point, because now we have Marmoush as well, are not available. And you could say obviously Mickey van de Ven's not there, Pedro Porro's not there, Fernandez came off the bench. So I can understand people who are like, yo, let's take a chill pill. The reason why I'm a bit more in the, if everyone's saying, oh, it's a crisis, like I wouldn't go that far, but the reason why I'm a bit more panicked is because these players are like immediate backups, because I know obviously there's Bentancur as well, but Bentancur, because of injuries, can't play a full 90, at least consistently. Maddison's the same way. So Gallagher will be someone who's seeing a lot of minutes this season. Bergvall will be someone who does see a lot of minutes this season, at least I think so. Archie Gray is the only backup right back that we have now, so he's going to see a lot of minutes this season. Van Hecker, I hope that's not a baseline Van Hecker performance, because boy, we are in for, I'll be praying, begging for Romero to come back. Like, what one for my man? Obviously, Van de Ven. Kinski, Lord have mercy. Robertson, I'm willing to give more of a benefit of the doubt because he's proven himself. So, but it's just these players are immediate backups, and for a club that has dealt heavily with injuries the last 2 years, obviously, knock on wood, it doesn't happen, but you can't rely on one starting 11 to play 90 minutes 38 times a season. So you're going to have to rely on rotation and players coming in, and maybe if a teammate is dealing with injury, someone got to come in and fill up the position. And the most striking thing for me, because I don't want to go on for too long, is I didn't see any type of style of play. I didn't see anything that would say, okay, this is De Zerbi. And I don't know if that's because the players are incapable of it in terms of like ability-wise, or maybe De Zerbi's asking for too much of them, or maybe they're just not physically fit for the season like properly. I don't know what it is, and obviously it's game one, so if these things keep happening, then it's like, okay, these players aren't able to do it. But I didn't see anything to fill me with confidence like, oh, when these players come in, we're just going to automatically switch on and become this great attacking team. Like I didn't see any of that.
All right, obviously you did miss the game, but you obviously watched the game highlights and everything back.
Yeah.
What did you notice that kind of? Let's start with what went wrong first of all, and then we'll try and see if we can get the positives out of this.
Well, it's to go off the tail end of what Ash was saying. Has team figured out De Zerbi? Yes, I think they have. Brentford certainly did it because De Zerbi likes to play through the middle. And so every time that Kingsley had the ball, Brentford would have two of their attackers mark in the two of the Spurs centre backs. And then the midfield would push up to mark Bergville or Tonali. So then there was a gap in the middle all the time. The thing, because Brentford understood that, right, they want to play that way, but there's no plan B. Because every time Spurs set it up for Richarlison, he lost it. Brentford knows that. Brentford knows that. You look at the centre back at Brentford, and they probably looked at the line and went, "We know how to mark Richarlison. Just be right up on his back. He's not going to try and, Richarlison doesn't have the intelligence to go, right, I'm going to come deep and then sprint in behind. Doesn't do that. So once you right up his ass, he struggles. Then you had Mikey Moore and Tell. So basically how it was figured out was don't let them. Brentford almost went, push Spurs out wide. We can handle the width because they have no wingers. Tell, he's not going to be the guy who makes runs behind, and Mikey Moore is 19 years old. So that's how Brentford pretty much utilized and stopped Spurs from even starting to play. And then when it came to Spurs defending, now I'm only getting this because I actually watched Jamie Carragher analysis, so that's why I'm giving this out. But Brentford played three up top. So they had three players up top, which meant that Van Hecke, Senesi, and Robinson was all pushed back, which meant that Archie Gray had to make a decision whether to press the winger. So every time Moore went to press the defender, Archie Gray was meant to press the winger or the left back, but he couldn't because he had to be player in mind of the player next to him. And then when he did, he was either too slow or too late. Then so Brentford was able to play a ball up the top, which then Van Hecke was out-jumped and out-muscled plenty of times because he had speed. So what Brentford did was looked at De Zerbi and looked at the players and went, right, this is how we're going to beat them. Man for man, this is what we're going to do. And again, what happened what's happened last season as well is that any team looks at that front three at Spurs, they have nothing to worry about. They don't even have to play. They can play one defender if they wanted to, because they know that there's no threat. And if you can see that gap in the middle, if you go back to the last clip, have you ever done the clip before this? No. Wait, what are you doing? Yeah. Go back again, if you kind of think. No. Well, there's a clip that you showed there that was like, yeah, I mean, I think that's Kingsley, isn't it? So look at that gap. Look at that gap in the middle. No one is there. Because Spurs don't have an attacking midfield player either who's instinctive to go in that area. Richarlison isn't going to hold the ball up, Till's out wide. So that's when things changed. Because I think that if you have Mamouche and Savinho, that's going to be completely different. They're going to be able to hit the line. Also, Maddison will be more in that area. Because basically Conor Gallagher, Tonoli and Bergville all became a number 8. Or Conor Gallagher and Tonali, they all became a number 8 and they all got narrowed in. So there was because they're not defensive enough to go, right, I'm going to be a number 10 and step in that midfield area. So again, Brentford had nothing to worry about. As far as they did, they just had to mark the four defenders, the 2 midfielders, and that was it.
So, Ash, something on you said about De Zerbi being found out. But my question to you would be, if you remember correctly, when De Zerbi first came in, everyone said he his first 4 or 5 games, I think it was 4 or 5, they don't usually win them. They go on this losing run and it's all trying to get used to the way De Zerbi wants to play and everything. Do you think, because we didn't get to see that last season because he literally had 7 games, couldn't put on his style, and he didn't have the players that he wanted, so he just went out and just tried to get results. Now we've bought 7 or 8 players, or don't quote me on how many it is, but we've brought in all these new players, and now he's trying to put his tactics across. Are we now going to see that 4 or 5 games, or actually it's going to take a few weeks before we actually see De Zerbi football and the players getting used to exactly the way he wants to play, even though Van Hecke and Sandro Tonali have played for him before? No one else has?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a case of the Premier League has changed. And I think the man-to-man press, which most teams are adopting right now, has improved. And we know this is a physical league. The pace is extremely high as well. And you can see that even watching today's game, Chelsea versus Fulham, the level is getting smaller and smaller between the mid-teams and the top 6, the big 6 so-called. So De Zerbi is going to need to have a higher caliber of players coming in if he's going to be able to play through that press. So Brentford tried to do the 4-4-2 press, and sometimes it was a 4-2-4 when they were jumping high. And you saw the attacking midfielder and the striker, they would press to one side, have a bit of space to play it, and then they would trigger it. But I think Oren touched on it. In terms of our strikers, I think what happens is Richarlison's meant to be the guy that would drop in, look after it, like a number 10, and then the 2 kind of wire players would attack the space in behind.
Yep.
Brentford basically knew that we never had the quality. Do you get it? They knew that, got a man like Mikey, no disrespect to him. Physicality-wise, he's not quite there yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Tell is tell. You know what I'm saying? I think he had one of his better games, so I'm not going to, jump on Tell, pause, if I have to. But yeah, I thought in that midfield, Gallagher offers no ability to kind of link play or pass in between the lines. And it's a similar thing with Bergvall. I think, You can't have Richarlison, Bergvall, and Gallagher all in one team, all in one goal. And then, of course, we were kind of off it as well. But like answering your question, can we improve? I think we can. I think we definitely can. I think we can if we. It might not be as quickly as people think.
This is why I asked about the 4 games and thought, because it's like
there's going to be a few hiccups. There are going to be a few hiccups. But yeah, De Zerbi's going to have to figure it out as well tactically, because like I said, they know what he wants to do, but it's just down to whether we've got the profiles to deliver that type of football. When if teams do come to us man to man, physical and aggressive, we're able to kind of move that ball around quickly. Especially sometimes that Kinski was forced to go along a lot of the times. They did that on purpose, where they were trying to cut us from a certain angle, press from a certain angle, and we had to fire the ball over the press. You know what I'm saying? It was just that they had the aerial height. This is the problem with Spurs at the moment. Because we got so many technical ballers we're trying to bring in, we're losing a bit of height and a bit of power because of it. Do you get it? So it's a trade-off. I know a lot of people are looking at, like, we need this type of baller, this type of... last week I spoke about Mikatadze. He's a great baller, great technician. But then, has he got the physicality to win the aerial duels when we go long to knock it down and then win the second ball? Do you get it? Because football's like, especially in the Premier League, it's a manic, but it's different. It's not an easy league. But I want to bring my guy in, Wes. Big it damn self up.
Yeah, evening. Well, night. Good night. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I guess the same question kind of goes out to you in terms of like what you saw. Was your head gone, or was it?
I've not watched the game back in full. I only watched Match of the Day because I was out. Okay. My plan was when I was out, I was going to sit down and watch the game. But when I saw the lineup, I had zero interest in watching the game. Zero interest.
that was it. Yeah,
I think the lineup killed everybody.
I wasn't stopping. I wasn't stopping my night out for that. I knew when the lineup came. I just knew what was going to happen. Me personally, I'm not, worried. I'm not overreacting because I look at that lineup and I think there's a minimum 7 players that are not going to be there starting in that game in the future. Especially what, like some of you said already about De Zerbi wanting to implement his tactics. Richarlison can't do it. Conor Gallagher can't do it. Tell can't do it. Mikey Moore can't. They can't do it. Do you know what I mean? As you said, we've had this issue with Richie since he's come. As soon as the ball comes, he can't. The ball don't stick to him. It just rebounds off him and then he falls on the floor. And I think that happened was it their second goal? Where Bergville lost it, that weak tackle. The ball comes into him, he falls to the floor. Bergville, weak tackle, and then they go on the score. So I'm not worried. Newcastle, I do expect a much better performance. I'm expecting a few guys to come back. I was at the training ground today. I was just passing, saw Kulusevski coming out. He said he's back, he's ready. So I mean,
hey, ITK.
Listen, I was just driving past.
The brother doesn't exist. I'm sorry to tell you.
I think
the brother's not real. I'm sorry to tell you. He's actually you saw a ghost, fam.
I
saw a ghost.
I'm interested to see what Kulu comes back. What? I'm interested to see what
Kulu comes back.
What Kulu comes back.
What Kulu the friendly ghost, bro?
Me personally, I'm more worried about Maddison because Maddison is the one for me. You knock him, and it's just reoccurring injury after injury. But I think a few players are ready to come back. I think De Zerbi's just taking his time because we've had an awful injury record for the last 2 seasons. So I just think he's not rushing everyone back. Like we've seen Kudus, he's been doing work. Mickey Van de Ven could have been back, but he's just easing them into it. So it's going to take a few games for us to really hit the ground running. But I'm not worried. I've seen other teams lose their first 3 games and then go on to have a decent season. I'm not pressing the panic button like I've seen. And I think the media is trying to make us press the panic button. I think they're using us to... Like, I look at Gary Neville, I look at all of these guys and their teams have spent crazy money and they've underachieved. They can't talk about them lot up the road, so now the focus is on us. So now it's on. We've spent money. No one else has spent money before. We've got to do this and that. I'm not worried. I'm not in the slightest worried.
Hey,
If it
tell you
was,
that there's a me in media, bro. I'm worried, bro. I ain't
nah,
gonna lie.
No.
listen,
I'm worried.
listen. This is what they do. They done it for them up the road. Tried to install panic in them for years. Now it's our turn. I've realised the media doesn't like North London, but I'm not worried. Game week 10, then I would be worried. But it's the first game. De Zerbi's only been here 7 games last season. Half the players didn't get a full pre-season with him. He's working with players that should be sold, could be going out on loan. Just give him a couple more weeks. Let the players get back into it, and I'm telling you, I'm confident for this season. So,
God,
Wes, you know what
too
they
much of me. God, I want too
No,
much
no,
of me.
I'm
Why
saying,
you
do you know
worried?
what the issue is? It's something that Ash touched on, which is spot on. Our team has been soft for years and years, right? So, and now De Zerbi is bringing in technical players, but I don't see any dogs on the team. Like, we need a couple of dogs who actually fight.
can
When we
I
played
cut you there?
against like Newcastle's and Brentford's, those teams, we need some big guys who are physical, who can stand up to those teams. And just looking at who we got in the squad, I don't think even one is.
Can I cut you? Fernandez is going to be that dog.
Yeah, but as
Fernandez,
an 8, I want somebody in the back line. We need a defender who
yeah.
is not only finesse but physical. And just
Just
looking at
sold
that
it.
back line, we were outmuscled every time the ball was in our box. They were being outmuscled. Senesi surprisingly was just flopping around. So that's my concern, right? We need some dogs on the team, and I feel like we're soft once again. We're missing the grit.
So Spurs need to spend another 100 million.
The squad
No, but
building.
it's the first transfer window, isn't it? And I was quite shocked from what I heard about people describing the Senesi performance, because if I remember correctly, he had quite a good dual win ratio.
I thought it was alright. I ain't gonna lie.
To be fair,
he
was
used to win his
alright.
duels.
I
So
think what he was let down by was the rest of the. Well, I think Van Heck let him
Bambi
down
next
big
to him.
time.
yeah.
And I think what people need to realize with Van Heck, and I've been concerned about this for a couple of weeks because I've seen it in the friendlies, is that, and I went on I actually went and listened to a Brighton podcast because I was like, this can't be right. And with Van Heck, from what I'm hearing, he makes a lot of mistakes. He comes out
Yes.
and he leaves the defense exposed. Now, when Van der Ven comes back, it's fine because he's got the pace to recover. But the issue that you're going to have when we come up against a physical side like Brentford, like we did on the weekend, when he does that, Senesi's, again, has only been back with the team for 2-3 weeks. Robertson's gone from Van Dijk to this lot. So you're kind of in a strange situation here. And don't get me started on why Pedro Porro was nowhere near the squad. He seems to be the only international player from Spain that weren't around this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's just weird the way it's all turned out.
They're being extra cautious, but like, how cautious do we have? I think we've gone too far the other way, if that makes sense. Do you get it? Like,
I agree with that.
We're nervous. We got PTSD.
We're nervous. Yeah.
Not with Pedro Porro.
Pedro Porro, like, there's an exception. Like Pedro Porro,
He's been one of the most durable players to grace this
Yeah, but
club
if he
in the
gets
last 10 years.
injured, but if he gets injured long term,
we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble.
To be fair, hold on.
Now,
do you want him to get injured now before the transfer window's open? Because if he
saying,
gets injured in October or November, you're screwed anyway.
But defensively, Poirot is not going to help. Anyways,
Yeah,
like,
he's not going to
in
help.
attack,
Porro-
but
Porro-
defensively, he's
Yeah.
not
But I
helping Van
I
Heck.
think- and everyone's gonna moan at Archie Gray being right back and whatnot at the weekend, but he was playing more. And everyone forgets that these are two young boys that have literally, they're not going to take the scruff of the neck, the game by the scruff of the neck. And we're kind of looking at it going, you expect the other players around them. Like, I know everyone's got an issue with Gray being captain, but because Robertson's not captain, it doesn't make him not be able to be commanding on that pitch and being
100%.
lead and being
if
captain.
Robertson was captain or Tonali was captain, do you not think the result would have been any
No,
different?
same
No.
result.
No, hell no.
That's
The,
what
the captain is just another clickbait to get clicks. That's all it is.
Yeah.
For me, Archie Gray, I've been against him being a right back. Like, I had a mate he was banging on about Archie Gray. I went and watched him at Leeds. I watched him at right back, and I said, if we sign him as a right back, he's finished in the Premiership.
That's what they do.
He doesn't have the qualities to be a right back. Centre back, you can get away with it, but right back, I don't think he can get away with it. He can't stand up 1v1. He's gonna get beat every single time.
Strada was
Do you know
having
what I
his
mean?
way with him.
It literally, and I don't think I've ever seen him put in a performance like that dominant versus a fullback ever 1v1. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So for me, Gray, and then I look at Robertson on the other side. It's not the Robertson we saw at Liverpool a few years back.
We always knew this was going to happen.
We're already in trouble in the defence with that pairing. Do you know what I mean?
When Robbo starts against Newcastle, I've seen Elanga cook him.
Yeah,
it's going to be. It'll be in trouble.
Elanga will just kick it and run, fam. This Robbo guy, he runs like Master Uguay, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not a fan of that pairing. But look, it's only the first transfer window. We're not going to correct everything in the first transfer window. Do you know what I mean? So again, there'll be a lot more outs and a lot more ins because De Zerbi's going to want to build his whole team, and I think a lot of these players they'll be on their way out.
But you know what? Like, I was all for us selling Spence. I'm not the biggest fan, but if you sell Spence, why? Like, you have to bring somebody in. We cannot have Archie Gray as a backup, like, the whole season long. So, and like, I'm upset.
Eugene, on that.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that, but for me, you got to remember. So with Spence, okay, he wants to play first team football. Who you picking as your right back? Porro or Spence?
No, of course not. But
so you can't blame Tottenham for wanting to sell a guy this was the most we were ever going to get Spence because of that World Cup. Spence was not going to play for us as much as everyone would like him to be this season, and you don't want an unhappy player. And
Marlon, I agree. That's cool.
Do you know what I would have done?
But buy somebody else. We need somebody else.
But this is the bit I was going to get onto. This is the bit I was going to get onto. If for me they go and sort out the attacking free situation, I'm willing to accept Gray at right back for the season because he's not going to be the problem. If we're stronger everywhere else, Gray will not be the issue at right back because fullbacks never. To be honest, are never the issue. Your issues always come from the centre of the park and where most of the problems happen. So if Gray, because we've got to remember, we're expecting Porro to play at least 38 games this season, 37 now. Okay, that's all he's got to play. The cup games and all that, you kind of give or take. He's only got to play he's played more than that over the last 2 seasons. Yeah. So what Gray, it's never going to be a situation where you go, Porro, you sit out today. Because Porro's not been given that situation. So for me, because Destiny Udogie and Robertson, Destiny Udogie going to be unfit for half the season. So we're going to have to keep with that Robertson. So he's not going to be rotated.
Yeah. So but that's what, for me, even Robertson is not a player that we don't know how fit he's going to be, how he's going to cope. I wouldn't have sold Spence. I would have said to Spence, get a new contract. We'll give you a pay rise. Just stay.
Where's he going to play?
I would have offered him left back. I'm not the biggest fan of Spence at left back.
You could have offered Spence anything. He didn't want to play anymore.
If he doesn't, then fair.
It doesn't matter. You got to remember, Spence.
He didn't want to be at Spurs.
He didn't want to be at Spurs.
Buy somebody else then. That's cool.
But
again, if you're buying somebody else, which is easy to say, then you're going to have to get someone who's a quality of Spence. Then you have the same problem. Why would he come in and sit back up? Or do you buy someone better than Porro, and then Porro's going to have an issue?
It's like the Kane problem over again. We needed a second striker with Kane, but who's going to come in and play second field?
Top players don't want to come in and play.
And with the World Cup Porro had, who's going to want to come in and play second field to Porro?
Oren, where I disagree with you on something, actually, I kind of agree, but don't. Where I think you've got to go and buy better than Porro. So you don't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Spence wasn't better than Porro.
Yes, I know, but if you buy it, but that's what I'm saying. If you want, you'll have to go and buy better than Porro. Yeah. But then Porro is going to have an issue because he's not going
to have the issue straight away.
But couldn't you argue though that you don't have to necessarily buy better than Porro, but you can buy someone that's better than Archie Gray, who's also willing to be a second option at right back?
I agree.
Like, isn't that really because Porro?
It depends. We don't have how much that's going to cost though.
Which is fair. I'm just playing
devil's advocate. And I agree with that. I agree. If the replacement's going to be between up to 10 to 12 million and not affect our forward line, then go buy a right back kind of scenario. You full well know in this market, you know, when for this market and what Spurs, they're trying to buy Premier League proven.
Proven
So which
players,
means it's going to be 20, 30 million for what we just
Yeah.
sold Spence for. Because look, we're looking at, from what I know, we're looking at Nico. Is it Nico Williams at Forest?
Forest.
Munoz
Yeah, they're
also
going to
an
charge
option.
an
I
arm
heard.
and a leg for him. Man.
So they're going to charge an arm and a leg. So you're in a catch-22 situation,
Well,
and that's why I'm.
take a Munoz. I know he's a wing back, but I'll take a Munoz.
Yeah,
I
I agree. I just heard
But
that
you can't
he
sign
was-
Munoz. The reason why you can't sign Munoz right now, because
Yeah.
as everyone has failed to forget, we have a 17-man squad that we kind of at the moment we can only have one replacement. We're about to sign Savinho and Mamouche. Someone has to leave, which is likely to be Sarr, and then that's your 17. Then who does Munoz come in for?
Richarlison.
Yeah,
But we have to find a home for him, though. That's the biggest problem.
No.
You haven't replaced Richarlison.
Huh?
You need another striker.
It's a fucking
No, I think between Solanke and Marmouche, I think
Nah,
That's
not
enough
having
there.
Mamouche as a striker.
I'll play him as a false nine. Even Kudus, man, I'll put Kudus as a false
Yeah, but
nine.
that's the thing, though, Marlon.
The
I
problem
think
I think you're going to have with that, sorry, just
Yeah.
you're going to play him as a false nine, but I don't think we have the front three to be able to do that with Mamouche. He's better when he plays as a second
Do you
striker.
mean in terms of like straight up manpower or like the talent of the players?
The talent of the players, think they will offer. So it's going to be Tel and Savio, and then Mamouche. I wouldn't look at that front. Look, it might work. I'm saying, look, could be possibly right, but I'm not looking at that front line going, that's the front line that's going to take us forward.
I get what you're saying, but this is part of the reason why I'm worried though, is because like I seen like going back to the Brentford game, I seen like people who are immediate backups to the starting 11 that we all have in our heads, and they not only couldn't implement any type of De Zerbi thing, but they just looked hella mid. Like I didn't see no one do anything like at a good level, and there's already been debates about whether Archie Gray and Bergvall can do anything that's above average or even good at this point in their careers. So I'm looking at these players. Okay, let's see the development. Most of you didn't go to the World Cup. You had De Zerbi, the whole stuff, all of this kind of stuff. And I'm seeing a whole lot of the same players that they were last year. And it's like, if we got to rotate, if we're talking about this player can play here, there, or whatever, if we're talking about being cautious with players, if we're talking about players might go out to injury, then I'm seeing these players as their direct replacement. And if we have a starting 11 that can learn De Zerbi ball and cook, well, you're telling me as soon as we make 3 or 4 subs, the whole De Zerbi thing just breaks down because you have players you can't do it. So it's like saying you can't play a starting 11 90 minutes, 38 or 37 more times in a season. So that's why I'm worried, because the board has done a great job at bringing in all these players. I don't want to say it's the board's fault at all. They've been great at bringing in a bunch of players. But at the same time, going into it, we're now also looking at backups who may just not be that good and may not be able to do what De Zerbi needs them to do in a system. So
well, we're suffering from poor recruitment from previous seasons,
Yeah,
year after year after.
Yeah.
So that's all got to be corrected as well. But I'm not really worried about as much players as I am great at right back and Richarlison. With Richarlison, I'm prepared to take a risk and put anybody else up front other than Richarlison. Because there's no point of having a player who...
Wait, Eugene. Stand up for your boy.
Hold on, wait.
Stand up for your boy.
Listen,
slander.
I'm not...
Oren,
listen.
Slander.
I
Not tolerated.
And you know what? I was at the start of pre-season. I was like, you know what? Get rid of Solanke, keep Richarlison. Richarlison, he's with the club. But again, and you know what? Players lose control of the ball. But what do you do after you lose control? You can't just throw yourself to the floor. I'm tired of seeing it.
That guy.
Do you know, I'm tired of seeing that, man.
But we always knew
Just banter aside.
But hey,
to finish up on Archie Gray, sorry, Oren, just before Richarlison, to finish up on Archie Gray, I feel bad for the kid. He's talented, and I feel like our managers can ruin his career. He needs to play as a center mid. But Thomas
100%.
Frank and even in like now with De Zerbi, if he's going to be used as a utility player, playing, right back, center back.
He wasn't bought to
mid.
do that though. He wasn't bought to be a midfielder. That's his poor
Yeah, he
recruitment.
was.
He wasn't. Every time we keep letting go of fullbacks and just listing Archie Gray as a replacement. We did that. We signed him. We did that.
But nobody else though. That's why.
And
when
we signed
didn't
him,
let go of midfielders when we
he was
signed
signed
Archie
on the
Gray
back of
though.
the season where he was played predominantly
Right back. And we
right back. That's what I'm about to say.
Emerson left the
We
club.
signed him as a right back.
Archie-
He's playing
we
right
signed him
back.
as a right back off the back.
But
of
he
that.
played as a right back because they were.
I agree.
No,
That's why I
Leeds had
say
an injury.
He had injuries.
poor recruitment because
Yeah,
he
but
played them right back due to
But he was
injuries.
scouted. Like Tottenham went and watched him week in, week out at Leeds as a right back.
That's what it's poor scouting, it's poor recruitment.
And
like,
but he played there for half a season, Marlon.
For that season that he was bought at Leeds, they went and watched him as right back. The only game where I think he went and played as a midfielder was the Chelsea FA Cup game. And that's the game that everyone talks about. And then it seems to be he's come to Spurs. And what's the one game everyone talks about Archie Gray at? Atletico Madrid. The one good game he's actually had in centre. But if you look at all the other games he's had in centre midfield, he's been poor.
He's been dead.
But he only played a couple. I mean,
no, he's played.
That's because the other midfielders of the club are better. And
he's better.
Listing Archie Gray as a replacement.
So if I said to you, for him and Fernandes, you can see the difference, and they're roughly look. There's not much.
The same age.
Difference. The same age. Look at the difference between him and Fernandes as a midfielder.
But Fernandes played 2 full seasons of week in and week out. Gray has had to play 3 different positions.
Because he's not good enough to play the one that he's known for.
So he had to be loaned out. But I'm not saying it's just his talent. I'm saying he should have been either loaned out, or I'm just saying we're not managing his career very well.
Well, the first thing that De Zerbi did, as soon as he came in, he played him in midfield for that one game. He was playing midfield before that, we remember. He played one game and he went, I can't have this guy in my midfield playing week in, week out. And that's the reason why he took him out. He went and put the men in there.
All right,
so now we've let go of a right back.
What I'm saying, is Archie Gray good enough at Spurs as a right back?
No.
For me, yes.
No,
I'm the only one who's agreeing. Yes.
I can't see it.
He's got no pace, man. He's got no pace.
Is he good enough as a right back? That's what I want to know. And is Bergvall better than Archie Gray?
Of course not.
Yes.
No way.
I don't even feel right to compare them. But at least the one thing I'll say about Bergvall is at least no matter what manager comes in, he at least gets played in midfield, innit? So I don't even want to compare the two.
He can't do anything else either.
I hear that.
Archie Gray,
if you want to give him utility tax points, then sure, innit? But it's like I can't compare Archie Gray and Bergvall when they're not even playing the same
position.
Yeah,
and Bergvall is lacking like footballing IQ.
They're not the same positions. It's really hard.
Bergvall ain't got no IQ, but it's like I can't compare the two. Like it's kind of deep.
They're both 8s.
I take Archie Gray over Bergvall all day.
They're both 8s, no?
No, Gray's a 6.
They need 8 minutes a season.
He's an 8.
Bergvall's meant to be an 8, yeah.
Yes.
Gray's a 6, and you cuss him about his defensive awareness.
No, I know, but that's what he's supposed to be.
He needs them Edgar Davids glasses, bro. He's not seeing what's on the pitch, man.
That's what he's supposed to be. He's always been known to be. He wants to be that number 6, and I've always said he probably.
I don't think there's such a thing in the Premier League. Name me the number 6s in the Premier League, please. I would like to know them.
What 6s?
Yeah. Well, who are the number 6s in the Premier League?
There's a lot of 6-8 hybrids.
And I think that's where we're at in football now. That
there's not really as many like killer 10s.
I only say that because Rodri's gone. Rodri's gone, and you're like,
no. Like I asked the question. Like last year as well. Like how the midfield is changing. To answer Ash's question, no, I don't think Archie Gray is good at right back, but I think his better position is centre back or midfield. But I can understand why he hasn't been playing midfield because he hasn't been in a team that can allow him to just adapt to mistakes or cover his mistakes. I think that's something that he's going to have to learn. As for Bergvall, I said it last year. I don't think Bergvall is even good enough to be in the Premiership. I don't think he's a Premiership player.
We rejected 50 million.
And the reason why
will get any better? Like what?
No, I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm saying I don't think he suits the Premiership. I think the Premiership's too physical for him, too fast.
This is his first season in the top division as well.
Yeah, it's his first.
No, this is the second.
No, what we mean is first club. Where the club he came from, he weren't playing in the top division.
Yeah, but like
he's come straight to the Premier League.
Yeah, I get that, but like I look at a player based on the errors that they make and can they learn. He's made those errors before, where he's trying to take the ball out of the defense and gets taken off him. The second goal, he didn't try to make a tackle. He tried to be smart. He tried to lift the ball.
No, you can't.
No, give him do it.
He tried to.
How many managers have they both had since they've came here?
And enough to be better players.
Yeah, but how many? No, but how many players? How many players since Graham?
I know all the managers. I know the managers.
Any of those managers.
But what I'm trying to say is, what those managers have also seen, Bergvall has still made the same errors and mistake.
Yeah, but
so they can be conned. They can be conned.
Yeah, but by the time they're coached, they're onto a new coach.
Right. No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the coaching. I'm talking about
No, but you have to.
Listen. Under pressure,
every
what does a player do? And he makes mistakes. Bergville keeps making the same mistakes.
Yeah, but so does everyone else.
No. We're not talking about everyone else. We're talking about Bergville.
But
we're talking about Bergville.
But no one under those players improved.
And then Porro went to the World Cup.
But yes, I know we can talk. If you want to talk 100%. About other players, we can talk about. But I'm talking about Bergville, and I'm giving my view. I don't think. I'm not saying he's on. He reminds me of Bentancur in a way when I thought.
Bentancur?
Hear me out. See, I've thought about this. I thought, how can I say this so everyone in the panel can just listen? No. Hear me out, because I'm speaking in logical terms. I'm not speaking as I'm a fan of Bergville. I'm looking at a player. Bentancur, for me, is too slow thinking for the Premiership. He likes to take 3 or 4 touches.
I agree. Yeah.
Right? In the Italian league, in the Spanish league, that's okay, because you can.
Yeah.
Bergville's the same. Bergville, he likes to take 1 or 3 touches. And I think what Bergville does, he tries to be too smart for his own good. He doesn't simplify things. Like I said, the second goal was him trying to lift the ball over the player and getting caught out of position. Fair enough. But the first chance I saw that Brighton had was because he tried to take on 3 or 4 players. The goal where it was about passing and movement, Bergville didn't know where he was. He was like a clueless head chicken, just running around. When I've watched Bergville play, it's kind of like, right, is he playing for the team or is he playing for himself? Is he trying to do too much? Because I think Angie said this about him. Angie said he can be a great player, but he needs to slow things down. He needs to just slow things down. Not take like 3 or 4 touches, but just slow things down, keep things simple. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Roberto can get out of them, because Roberto
I think so.
Say that he's not going to make that mistake again.
Yeah, I get that, but he's going to say that
in the next 2 years. He's not making.
I get that, but I'm just saying, there's plenty of young players who. Brendan Johnson was a young player. He scored goals, but fans they had no hesitation in ripping him apart. Absolutely none. Archie Gray constantly gets ripped apart. So why is it that Bergville, even though he's made the same continuous mistakes, and in truth, since he's played, and I have used the unefficient team, how much times do you watch Bergville and go, wow? How much times does he do like an amazing pass or beat a couple? Like, I'm not saying he has to do it every single game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying since I've watched Bergville, I've seen him make more under-hit passes, and that's what the talk was against Brentford.
True.
He was getting bullied off the ball, under-hitting passes. If he makes a mistake from the start, he doesn't get better. He just declines more and more and more.
I thought Bergville was okay. I'm not going to lie to you.
You thought he was what?
I can't comment on that because I didn't watch the full game. But for Bergville, for me, I think there's talent there, and there's same as Gray. Yes. There's same as Gray, the same as Tell. I think these young boys, a lot of pressure was put on them because the senior players weren't pulling their socks up. We threw these young boys in, right, and that was a lot for the average young player. These are not wonder kids, right? They're not wonder kids. Okay, they're average players with potential, and I think where we threw them in, it was too much for them. And I would like to see Gray, Bergville. I'm not a fan of Tell, but I'd like to see Tell with a set team around them with players they can look to and learn from, and the manager who's actually going to coach them. De Zerbi likes players who are going to play under 1 and 2 touch. If Bergville can't get to grips with that, he won't be here for long. He won't be here for long.
Like, it feels with Bergville, the game is too fast for him sometimes.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I just think, what age is he now? He's what, 20?
21, 22?
But like at 18 though, it's okay, right? At 18,
Bergville might even be 19, 20 because he came quite young.
Yeah, no, he came young. Is he like 20, 21?
But I think SAR's awful.
No, but I'm saying when Sarr came in at 18 years old.
Yeah, SAR's 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when Sarr came in, I remember this first season, everybody said he has so much potential. He's going to be really good. And then
I didn't.
Old, and he hasn't improved. Bergville, like I said before, I just haven't seen him improved since the first season. The game is still too fast for him.
I think the inclusion of Gallagher killed Sarr. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
that too for sure.
I think that killed the whole midfield.
I think it was
I think
Thomas
so.
Frank like haphazard, like playing him, then
But
like
his passing
realizing he
has-
ain't that, and then not playing him.
He's improved passing.
Sar's more of like I think Sar is not his. I don't like questioning people's mentality, but when Sar was getting consistent starts in game time, like early on last season, he was performing pretty well, and then for some reason, like he got benched by Thomas Frank. I think he wanted to try something different. And then Sar, it's like he mentally just never recovered from it for some reason. Like he would come on as a sub, and he just wouldn't look the same. He wouldn't have the same conviction, and it was just weird, innit? And as much as like I like Sar, it's like, bro, at this point you got to be okay with it. Like you got to be okay with, like, if you have to get subbed off, or if the manager wants to try something different tactically, you got to be okay with, all right, cool, I'm not going to play today, or I might come on as a sub. But with Sar, it's like if he's not playing every week, it's like for some reason that the consistency can't stay in. It's like at that point.
But like what I'm saying is about Sar, like his weaknesses were his passing, his awareness. He hasn't improved his passing since year one. When he was played at the 10, he was doing well in pressing, right, shooting from the outside the box, right. That's his game, like Gallagher. Like Gallagher is not a good passer. He has an engine on him. Same with Sar. And Bergvall, I feel like his weaknesses, he hasn't improved on his weaknesses. He still does the same thing as he was doing 2 seasons ago. And that's my issue, right? Like at 18, everybody says you have potential, you're a prospect. At 20, you're supposed to actually show something. And I haven't seen anything from Bergvall at this point to tell me, yep, he's good enough to play for us. With Bentancur, at least he has awareness. At least he can control some games against certain opposition. Bergvall, I just haven't seen it.
I do agree with Bergvall. I'm a Bergvall fan, but I do think he's regressed since he's come. But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because of the poor managers, the poor coaching. Because I still think there is a player in there, but it's whether you can get the player out. Listen, a load of players have talent, but it's whether you want to be that player and you want to learn.
That's what I'm referring to as well. That yes, managers and coaches do help. Though I'm thinking, what is the player actually doing? Is the player actually taking extra touches? Is he learning how to pass it? Because this is the perfect time to. I'm not comparing the two. Of course, I'm not. But if you look at Yamal, I'm not comparing the two.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's just if you look at Yamal, you can see that he's mastered a pass. That swerve pass, that banana pass, he's practicing. Yeah. There's nothing from Bergvall that you think he likes to do on a continuous basis. So what does he actually practice? And that's like, is it running into the box? Okay, he doesn't do that. Is he? There's nothing he does.
Bergvall's a big. I think he's a big space. Like when he's got space, when you see him in Europe, he's better. So when he's got a lot of space, he knows what to do. But off the ball, because we haven't spoken about off the ball, I think he needs to learn where to be on that pitch.
Yeah. But
go on.
What I think because when he first came, everyone thought he was a 10. Then he's been moved back into an 8, and then now it's like De Zerbi sees him as like a deep number 6. So I think he's now getting moved into different positions, and I think this is where De Zerbi sees him as this deep number 6, maybe to interchange with Tonali, but he's going to have to learn that role. I think he's learning a whole nother role again. Do you know what I mean? I don't think because everyone thought he was a 10 when he first came in, and I was like, I didn't see a 10 in him.
In the team, I swear Madison, he played with Madison and he played with Kulu.
Yeah, but everyone,
they saw him more as an 8. He was playing.
Everyone thought he was a 10 when he first came. Then he went into an 8.
That's because he was very smooth on the ball. When he got it, it was like, oh my days.
I think De Zerbi sees him as like a deep number 6, maybe someone who can dictate the pace of the game. Because Hoffenheim, that's where he played as well. And where I was sitting, De Zerbi, you could hear the coach and De Zerbi constantly getting at him, telling him to like positioning and stuff like that. So I think it's something they're coaching him into, and we'll see how it. He's got a season, hasn't he? He's going to get a bit of game time. So.
He won't play over Fernandes.
No. But I think there'll be rotation because Fernandes isn't going to play 90 minutes every game. I think he'll have little moments to show what he can do. Do you know what I mean? Because then next season we're looking into Europe, so there could be more games for him. So
no, I hear it. We've spoken a lot about this guy, but there's another guy playing next to him who's meant to be learning off, Tonali. I mean, Like, where's the smoke for him?
But
Because
Tonali, for me, I wasn't shocked
the World Cup.
because I wasn't shocked
I
with
wasn't shocked about Tonali because he's
because
proven that
Tonali,
he can
if you look at
function.
Newcastle, when Bruno Guimaraes got injured, Tonali was lost. Their form dipped. He's good if you've got a Bruno Guimaraes, a Fernandes next to him.
Yeah.
And he had to cover all this ground. He was running around back and forth,
Yeah.
trying to cover for Gallagher, for Bergvall.
Yeah.
He needs a partner who's solid, who has, awareness on and off the ball.
Yeah.
And Tonali in that game, he had no idea where to be. He was trying to cover
They all
for
didn't.
everybody.
They all did.
No one did. No one
I'm
did,
telling you,
yeah.
Fernandes
Yeah, exactly.
is the. I've said it from when we first signed him. I loved him at West Ham last season. When we signed him, I said this is our player of the season.
But like,
He's going to be
with
massive.
Bergvall, is Bergvall techie enough for De Zerbi? Because we know De Zerbi likes techie players, especially in the midfield.
I think
If Bergvall isn't a passer, he doesn't have amazing awareness. Is he techie enough to do what De Zerbi wants him to do? Honestly, I'm not sure. Like Archie Gray, at least I can see he can pass. At least he's techie enough. He might be slow, but he's techie. So as a 6, I can see him being a 6, for example. Bergvall, I just don't see that skill that De Zerbi might need. That's my question.
You know what's mad, yeah? When Bergvall got hooked at halftime, because he did get hooked. I know, like, De Zerbi tried to smooth it over.
No, he got hooked. Him and Gallagher, both.
Yeah, him and Gallagher, they got taken out
man.
of the fire. Yeah, I'm saying through the fire. Yeah, the man got taken out. But when Maddison, and I'm not bigging up Maddison, but Maddison in that time made twice as many passes, and so did Bentancur. Bentancur doubled the amount of passes that Gallagher did and Bergvall, which is crazy to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you could just see the level, even in terms of the first half. I think it was like 53, 49 or 47, something like that. Sorry, my math's not mashing in it, but you know what I'm saying? It was quite close. But then in the second half, it jumped. Like we got like 69% possession, and then they had like less. But obviously, that doesn't mean that a minute, because if you're not creating chances, you ain't scoring goals. It don't mean diddly squat. Even though it did land to Mikey Moore. Now, my question is, because I don't know if that was Tell that missed those chances. I think.
Thank you.
He would have got ripped.
You know what? It's actually, I went over this on my stream, and I didn't know if you man wanted to cross that kind of line in it. But I'm just saying.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
I didn't know if you man. I just wanted. I wasn't gonna bring it up. But if you're bringing it there,
Eugene,
we can terminate.
You're not alone.
It.
Eugene, you're not alone. Like I said this. I don't know if it were on a stream, but I said it from the start of the season about Mikey Moore. I don't see what the hype is all about.
Thank you.
I think with Mikey Moore, it's because he's come through the academy.
Yeah,
and I think
that's it. Because
we've got the hope that we got another academy boy who's
Williams Barnett, is it?
Yeah, but with Mikey Moore, he came through first. He looked a bit lively, and I think a lot of people get lively and good mixed up.
Yeah.
I think that's what the problem is. A lot of people get lively and good mixed up, and I think Mikey Moore's very lively. I think for Mikey Moore to survive in the Premiership, he's definitely got to do a lot more work physically. I don't think he's there. I think even generating shot power, I think the reason I saw the 2 chances, and I just think he couldn't generate. It's like, you know, like when you see a 6-year-old shooting from like the edge of a box, they can't get enough power, and I just didn't.
Yeah, again though, it's a thinking, because I think if Till had been in that position, I think he would have probably scored one of those goals.
I think he
was in the corner. But that's the issue.
He wouldn't have blasted it. He would have curved it or side placed it. But I think Mikey Moore panicked in that moment. And yeah, it's kind of like, I just don't see why. I can see Mikey Moore possibly like a Troy Parrott or Marquise Edwards. A lot of hype.
So you know what?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of hype, but Troy Parrott was meant to be the next Harry Kane. Wow. He was meant to be the next big thing. Never came out. Marcus Edwards.
Fans want that Max down, innit? That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, Marcus Edwards was meant to be the next Lionel Messi.
But devil's advocate, no, just devil's advocate. Mikey Moore was at least in position to take those shots, to be open. Like with Tell, in the States, what he does we call fake hustle. like he's busy with the ball, he dribbles.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
It's fake hustle. So I'm not saying that Mikey Moore is better than Tell. They have like opposite attributes, and neither are good enough. Like Mikey Moore got in positions, his shot is just weak. He can finish. And Tell just does whatever Tell does, but it's still not good enough. He's not in position.
See what Eugene's saying? I've been saying it for so long with Tell. He's mastered how to look busy doing nothing.
Yeah, it's fake hustle. Exactly. That's what it is.
He's in the Prince song.
But pre-season, I watched him closely and I thought, okay, you know what? He looks like he's worked on his game a bit. Let's give him
nada.
But
nothing.
Yeah, nothing changed for me in that game, man.
Till's biggest issue is, and I thought in the preseason, like you were saying there, I thought in the preseason it changed. Till's issue is he wants to do everything on his own. There's no pass and move. There's no, I'm going to hit the ball to you and sprint. It's, I'll get the ball. I'll take on 3 players. I'll try and score. I'll do this because I am Till.
Yep.
He does it all the time. And that's, but the good thing is that front 3 probably won't be the front 3 starting against Newcastle.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, he's roughly about the same age as Savinho.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people question Savinho's end product, but at least Savinho knows how to beat a man and beat a second man and beat a third man and at least cross and get the ball in. Tell, for me, like, I've been frustrated with Tell. I remember last season watching games and I'm thinking, I think it was Nottingham Forest, he's got to the byline and I'm thinking cross it in, but he rolls his foot over the ball like he likes to do, which allows the defender to close into him and then kicks the ball off the defender. And I'm like, bro, just cross it first time. I always feel that Tell is trying to do too much, but he's not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
on
do we
the
think
right,
De Zerbi
he's decent
can
though, because he has a good cross on him. So, like on the right hand side, he's doing fine.
Yeah,
I trust in De Zerbi heavily. So if De Zerbi sees a player in Tell, I'm gonna give Tell the benefit of that because of the manager.
Because like all of the stuff we've been talking about, this is again why when the original question was asked, are you worried or are you not worried? There's a me and media, fam. It ain't just media hype. That's why I'm worried, because we just talked about 4 different players.
But
we're not Mikey
Moore, but that's the thing, Eugene. It's like these players aren't going to be, if they're backups or whatever, like it's going to be coming on as a sub, or maybe Till will play for Savinho to give him a rest.
No, I agree.
Those 4
agree.
players aren't going to play in the same team again.
No, I fully agree. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But this is why I asked that people's expectations, I feel like people go too overboard, because this is, again, why I say, when I say I'm worried, I don't mean I'm worried of us finishing 17th. But when I say I'm worried, I mean in the sense of people are expecting Europe straight away, like Europa League. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Our starting 11 could face up against any team in the Premier League. I believe that, maybe except for the goalkeeper. But for the most part, our starting 11 can match up with any team in the Premier League, at least for a game. But then it's when you're bringing on players, when you have to, maybe a player's got a knock in you for maybe a couple of weeks and you got to bring in a Tell, or you bring in an Archie Gray right back, or you bring in a Berger, or any of these players we discussed, minus Mikey Moore. And then it's a question of, if De Zerbi can iron out these things with these players, then great, no problem. And I'm not expecting De Zerbi to coach them for a month and all of a sudden they don't have these deficiencies. Like, they're human beings, it will take time, and I'm willing to give them the time as players. But
answer me this though: should Tell start against Newcastle? That's what I want to know. Should Tell
not if Savinho and Kudus is fit.
On the right, I would.
Not if Savinho's in.
That's the thing, Eugene, as well. You're talking about these. These are the 3rd string players. That's Spurs are, because Xavi's to come back, Kudus is to come back, Odegaard's to come back. Kuleveski's meant to be coming back. Apparently, someone saw him. We don't know how true that is, but like, if you look at all those,
I got the picture.
yeah, you need to prove that. And it's not the fact that you saw him. You saw him coming out on the training pitch. Marlon is what.
But remember, Oren.
Here.
But remember, Oren. You say 3rd string. Like, Archie Gray's not 3rd string. Matisse Tell. If I don't know about what happens with Gakpo, but right now we have Savio. Matisse Tell isn't 3rd string. You're looking at anyone who comes in for Marmouche is not 3rd string. You get what I'm saying? Like, if he gets injured, then whoever, Robertson, and then whoever's at left back, they won't be. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily just 3rd string for you to, like, Kulusevski, Xavi Simons are 10s, or if you want to say right wing, sure, but they're mainly 10s.
No. What I mean is, it's like, because you're saying about having Till play, but I think if Odegaard's fit, Xavi's fit, you know what I mean, he won't be in that position, and then he can take more time to learn.
Because they're coming off ACLs, I don't expect them to be fully fit for this. I'd give them this season. They'll be back in January, but like when it's an ACL, it will take them some time for a few months to get up to full speed again because it's an ACL. So I'm talking about this season in isolation. I'm a Tell that's been going for like a few months.
What my theory is as long as we've got
what's happened.
What's going on?
Bro, screenshots don't mean nothing to me.
Nah, I don't believe that.
He's gonna be back in January.
He's still not even driving, so I don't believe that. He's still getting chauffeured. He still can't drive. I won't believe
he'll
that.
Be back December 31st, isn't it?
But what my theory is, as long as the bulk of our starting 11 is fit, I don't mind Tell coming in for a game here or Gray coming in for it. We got to keep the starting 11 fit enough. Look, if we got 9 out of our starting 11, I don't think it's going to be that bad. But it's when you start going into 4, 5, 6 players being replaced, then that can be a worry. If you get what I'm saying. I'm not worried. Like, let's say we got Savinho, Marmouche, and Tell for a game. I won't be worried. Or for 2 games, I won't be worried. Do you know what I mean?
Sure?
But
Wes, let me ask you.
I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried.
Let me ask you, isn't it? Like the backups to, for example, like, and again, I keep harping on these players. I'm sorry, but Matisse Tell compared to Savio, Archie Gray compared to Pedro Porro, even if you look at Bergvall compared to like Mateus Fernandes, like these players aren't exactly the same profile or offer the same thing. So if you're talking about them just coming, it's not a thing as Tell will come in for Savio and even though there might be a couple blips here and there, we're going to be playing the same. Like it might not work that way because Tell was more goal minded, Savio is more creative minded, and then Archie Gray doesn't offer the same attacking output and creativity that Porro does, and then he might be a bit better defensively, maybe. But you see what I'm saying? So like that's what the
manager gets paid for me,
which is fair, and that's why I'm willing to give De Zerbi time. I'm not, like when I say crisis, I'm obviously being hyperbolic, but that's why I'm willing to give the manager and the players time with the coach, to see what's going to happen.
What's your lineup? Can I ask the man on the panel? What's the lineup? Like, what's your
everyone fully fit?
I mean, like not that just that top line, that top 4, like the we play a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah,
what's the 3-1?
Is that with everybody fully fit, no injuries?
Like I'm talking about the fully fit. I'm talking about what's so.
Mine
minus Odegaard and minus Xavi, innit?
Yeah, because they got ACLs in it. So
yeah.
Mine would have to be at the moment. Obviously, Savinho on the left, Kudus on the right. I would have to go with Solanke through the middle and Marmouche in the 10.
All right, cool. To be honest. Anyone got any? Eugene, go on.
But that's an iffy one. We're talking about like Savio is a sure thing, Marmouche is a sure thing. Like we're not.
If they were a sure thing,
you know what I mean? Like Savinho is a question mark.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Savio's already signed, no?
By sure thing, I mean how much are they going to improve us? I'm sure their improvement over Tell and Mikey Moore. However, with Savinho, there are question marks, right? Like, is he good enough to get us to, let's say, top 6, top 5? Marmouche, as you said, is he a 9? Is he a 10? Is he like, he was good in Germany. Is he good enough for the Prem consistently?
But he was good.
Humans like Wirtz are struggling.
But Marmouche, when he first came to the Premiership in that first 6 months at Man City, he was a really good player. And he was getting goals.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying.
So
like,
I have zero.
Let's start him.
Me personally, I have 0 question marks over either player. I'm confident in both players.
I'm just saying.
I'm confident in both.
Yeah, if you start both Savio and Kudus, then I definitely want Marmouche in the 10 and then Solanke up top.
What about your boy?
What about Kudus in the 10?
If Kudus is out wide and Savinho, your boy just has to stay in the middle.
No, Kudus in the 10 because Kudus is like he have more space.
Kudus in the Wait, so who play on the right then?
That's what my worry is. Who would play on the right?
We only have Kudus as a right winger.
If we signed the right winger, then I don't mind Kudus.
And
I think
where's the right wing? Where's all right, Marlon? All right, answer this. Yeah, we've been linked to Gakpo. Where's Gakpo playing?
Gakpo ain't coming. So I'm done with that.
Gakpo ain't coming.
He got another time.
If Gakpo did come, I don't believe it now.
All right.
I'm probably going to put Gakpo.
Why was we linked with Gakpo then? Can I frame that question?
because
because he wants free attackers. He wants free attackers.
So it'd be Mateta or Jackson.
So, but I'm saying,
Oh.
no, wait.
I've seen Mateta today.
Oh, wait. I know, I hear it, but I'm just trying to understand the thinking of the manager. Because Gakpo plays on the left wing for me, innit? I know he can.
Savinho would go to the right.
Nah,
he's not good on the right.
Dead.
Huh? Because the reason why I asked
Yeah.
that is because the manager did talk about I can see Kudos in the middle. I heard him say that out of his mouth. That's why I'm throwing out the question: is Savinho a backup right winger? Like,
no, please, I beg not.
He wasn't good enough on the right for City, right? He was decent on the left. Yeah.
No. You know what I think he wanted to do?
But apparently, Savinho started pre-season on the right, and apparently they were having him on the right. So
I saw it on wires on the right. He looked he was looking decent on the right.
Yeah,
I think when it comes to De Zerbi, and this is and why he was looking at Gakpo, and I think what would have happened is Gakpo would have come through the door and he would have realised the limitations. I know what he's thinking in his head, De Zerbi, but I think what he wanted to try and do and what he's effectively trying to do, and this is why I spoke about Kudos in the 10, he's looking at that PSG and the way they rotate that front four. And how they're never in the same. Like you could sit there and tell me they all are, but they're not always in that same position. You could find one on the right, next one is on the left, and this, that, and the other. And I think that's what De Zerbi is seeing and gone. Actually, let me try and recreate Spurs and see if it can work. The problem is at the moment you've got Solanke and Richarlison, who literally are straight number 9s, can't do anything more, and Solanke can't get on the pitch. Richie's going to get injured soon. We know it. So. With Gakpo, because he can play left and play up top, I think he was going to try and use Gakpo in that rotation, but realising if you'd ever watch Gakpo properly, he's very limited.
Very limited.
Very limited. He scores goals.
I'm thinking, go down the whole deal because they're like, because Marmoush ain't announced yet. People are saying, Rod, the green light, the red light, the yellow light.
Some people saying he's been in London, but
this is what I'm saying. He's obviously slowed it down because they're trying to do the deal with Gakpo. I think obviously the agents probably screened out like, "Raw, can you see who else is interested before I go to Tottenham?" Because they just got peppered 3-0. Like, put out the signal, the Batman sign. Let me see who's out there. And then, you know what? We'll take him in it. Yeah, we'll take him for Mamouche. And so maybe we're losing out to Gakpo to go to City because of that, and that's the reason why Mamouche hasn't been done yet. This is my conspiracy on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you lot think.
But Ash, where would you play Marmoush? It's a serious question, right? His profile, he's not big enough to be a 9, right?
No, so yeah, all right, cool. Let's do that conversation because I think we're linked to, like you said, Mateta, Jackson, who people hate. I think he's a PR disaster. But
I don't want Jackson.
I understand it, but
no. Let's get back to Jackson. Why? Because you both said no. Why have you said no?
He can finish, Marlon. On the wing,
he can't
he's
finish,
decent, but he's not a finisher.
Okay,
we need goals.
Hold on. Who's the finisher at Tottenham at the moment?
No, but that's not the.
He's not. He doesn't improve us as a finisher.
But Jackson,
as an all-around player, I'm hearing what Marlon's saying.
Yeah. No, I'm just asking the question. I'm not.
People say all-round player. He's a good all-round player, but for me, he misses, and this is why I didn't want Gakpo.
How many good all-round strikers we got at Tottenham right now?
But we don't. But there's no point. There's no point for me signing someone just because they're better than someone. I want someone. As I said, me personally, I believe Marmoush and Savinho actually moves the needle. I don't think Nicholas Jackson moves the needle.
I don't think Solanke and Richarlison.
I don't think he's any better finisher. He's probably a better all-round player. But
that's
I don't
what we
think
need right now.
I don't. No, I think we need someone, and this is why I like Marmoush. Marmoush for me is a better finisher. If you give Marmoush that ball, he can do it left, right foot, edge of the box. I know what I'm gonna get. Yeah, he might be a bit lightweight, but look, if we're gonna play a fluid front three, I think he'll be all right. And if we put Kudus in that 10, Kudus will do that gritty work. He will protect him. Nicholas Jackson, he will go through and goal, but he's gonna do all the hard work. And I know how Spurs fans think. We'll be thinking, oh, he's done all the hard work. And when he goes through and he hits it at the keeper 3 times in the space of 5 minutes, we're going to get tired of him.
Yeah, Savio and Jackson, it makes no sense, right? Like, Savio isn't a goal scorer, Jackson isn't a goal scorer. We have no goal scorers on the team. We need somebody to bag.
Jackson's first, he's had 2 seasons in the Premier League. He scored 14 and 10 in those 2 seasons.
He scored a hat-trick against us with 2-man.
Yeah, but that was his first season. So take them out. Okay, whatever. Take them out. He still scored more than any what things Richarlison's done.
Yeah,
so
but
had one good
Richarlison got 11 goals last season, no?
Yeah, that's his best season.
Yeah, and that's with injuries. Solanke,
He
injuries.
only missed like a month though.
Yeah, but
Richarlison only missed like a month.
Both of them, they can't get on the pitch.
Yeah, I'd rather take the chance on. I saw a lot of other people put in all these players. I think there was a Villarreal striker, and I'd rather take the chance on these guys. I ain't watched them, but I don't want to take the chance on Jackson. I know what's going to happen with Jackson.
Jackson's like another Callum Mawani. Simple as that.
All right, so all right.
He ain't that bad.
He's another Callum Mawani. If he'll come to Spurs, he'll be another Callum Mawani. That's how it works.
What? Yeah, crazy. Do you not? Would you prefer from outside of Jackson? Would you prefer a Mateta then?
Listen, if I was in charge, I would have paid 120 million for an injured Krupi. I would have done that.
But he's not a striker either. He's a winger.
But again, he's someone who you put him in front of goal, he can score.
I mean, I would too, but
not
he's
for the
not
next 5 months. He can't.
Yeah, but I'll take that risk. Luis Suarez was injured. I mean, he was out for about 3-4 months for biting someone, came back and smashed the season.
But Suarez ain't. That's Suarez. That's not Krupi.
Yeah, but Krupi's young and he's learning.
Suarez wasn't injured. He just
the body type is different.
Yeah, but I've looked at Krupi.
Seen Suarez. Suarez is already.
I've looked at Krupi and I really like what I see there. Like again, it's a player that I've got the confidence in. I don't have any confidence in Jackson. These guys are potential. There's no potential in Jackson. We've seen the best of Jackson.
There's no 9 though. That's my point.
There's no. We know what we're gonna get.
PSG obviously they just bought Ferran Torres, but really before that they didn't really have a 9 either. If you think about it, they didn't really have.
But they had like world-class wingers though, and centre
and all 3 of them they can finish. All 3 of them, their main front 3, they can finish.
It's true. Buy the man that can finish. Why buy the man?
We haven't got any. We haven't got any of our wingers can't finish.
Spot on. Exactly. Kudus can finish.
Kudus can't finish.
Sadio can finish. Sadio can finish.
The only person that we're at, Mamouche can finish, but we haven't seen it fully fledged where it's Premier League.
He ain't even a Tottenham player yet.
Yeah. So we actually don't have any wingers that can finish.
With me, I am expecting more goals from Kudus if we can get him closer to goal. When I watched Kudus at Ajax, I don't know if you remember that season, everyone was going on about Mudryk in the Champions League. Kudus was as good. Even at West Ham in his first season where he was playing on the right, he got 8 goals in an average West Ham. There's no reason why. I'm not saying he can get 20 goals, but Kudus, I'm looking at get me light double-figure goals. I think he can have. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. I think
the best striker right now on the team is Mickey van der Ven. He has the best.
If he gets 10 goals, be happy with that.
Yeah, the thing is, we're more likely to get more goals out of Mickey. You're right.
Yeah,
trust me.
If you get 10 goals,
if we can get,
but like the thing is,
listen, if we can get Kudus closer to goal, his goals will go up.
Yeah, the thing is like Kudus.
Wait. I didn't really say Mickey van der Ven will outscore Kudus. Is that what man said?
No way.
I trust Van der Ven's left foot.
Van der Ven in front of goal, man.
Nah. Listen, go back.
I'm just saying, bro.
Listen, go back and watch Kudus in his first season at West Ham. Go back and watch him at Ajax. Get him closer to goal.
You're pinpointing. So where's on that one? You're pinpointing 2 seasons out of 6 where Kudus has had where I can see the season in front of me in 2022-23 season. So he's had 4 seasons at Ajax.
Yeah,
he scored 18 goals that year. You're talking about, but between that, he had 4, 1, and 4.
Then it was a youth. Come on,
hold on. We're gonna get to West Ham now. We're gonna get to West Ham. 14-5, and then 3 at us. He's not known for his goals. He's had 2 seasons.
No, I'm not saying he's going to get us 18 goals, but I think he can get 10 goals. 9 to 11 goals.
It has to be a great season if you get 10, bro. It's going to be a great season if he gets 10.
And trust me, you'll see it.
The thing with Kudus is that when it comes to winter time, he goes away. You know what I mean?
True.
And he stops playing.
But
he freezes up. He doesn't like cold weather. That's what happened last season. As soon as the weather got bad, Kudus stopped performing because he was too cold and he wanted to go. I know West Ham. He wants to go to
but at West Ham,
get ice on him and he just shuts down, bro. I'm telling
you. He doesn't like ice.
At
Yeah,
West
like
Ham,
more-
Yeah, man.
remember he started complaining because he didn't want to, because he got moved to the left and whatever because of Bowen. But De Zerbi,
Thank you.
they know what they got away with elsewhere. They're not getting away with De Zerbi.
I think you're massively overrating.
Yeah,
Kudos as a goal
De
scorer.
Zerbi will call their
Massively.
agents and tell them get them out of the
This
club
is
now.
not saying Kudos is not a good player, but the fact you think he's going to be able to even get 10 goals, I just
If
think...
you tell me at least, if you tell me light 10 assists, then maybe we can have
maybe,
that.
yeah.
Trust me,
Goals, bro.
if you get him closer to goal, if he plays in the 10, if he plays in that 10 and he's closer to goal, there will be goals.
All right. So here's my thought on how it's going to work, actually, because I was just playing devil. I get, what do you call the guy in the middle, the guy with glasses? Sorry.
Wes.
Wes. I get what you're saying. I do understand about Kudus, and I think Kudus might actually play really well in the De Zerbi system. I think what De Zerbi's going to play, I know he wants to do the PSG thing, but he knows he doesn't have the striker to do that. So I think what he's going to do, because he talked about it briefly last season, was that he's going to drop Solanke. As much as striker should be in the center, let's accept that that's not what strikers do anymore. So Solanke's going to hold the ball up. And if you have Savinho or Marmoush or Kudus or whatever attacking that behind, because that is one of the biggest issue that Spurs hasn't sorted out in the last 3 years. When was the last time you saw a player make a running behind and got a pass in running behind? We don't see it. Yeah. Last season, I think Senesi made more through balls than the entire Spurs squad with 6. So he's looked at that and think, right, Marmoush, whether he's going to play on the left or whether he plays on the right, those two might be able to switch. But I do think that whoever is on the left will have to hug the touchline, still cut in, and whoever is on the right will be able to cut in. So Savinho can do that, so they'll swap. So I think what will happen is he drop when Solanke comes deep, it attracts a defender, he can hold the ball up, passes it on to whoever who can then just hit that wide. So if Kudus is playing, the one gripe I said about Kudus last season was that he has the pace and the strength to run in behind over and over again, which I think he'll be able to do. And I think that will bring him much closer to the goal or the other side. And Kudus will have the pace because we know that Solanke won't have the pace to keep up with the two wide speedster. Of course, when Solanke needs rested or rotated, that's where Marmoush will fill in. Marmoush will still play, but then that will change because then you'll have 3 strikers or 3 players who can make runs in behind. Richarlison can't do anything. He can't make runs in behind. He can't hold the ball up. So I think that's what De Zerbi's going to say. And I think when Kudus is closer to the goal and he's more composed, he does tend to score goals. Don't know if he'll get 10, but there's a good chance that he might get to that level because what we're seeing now, we're going to see an attacking team. We're not going to see a defensive team. We're not going to see Kudus just getting the ball constantly and go, right, take on 10 players. We're going to see him being used the right way and having Tonali who can make the balls over the top. Fernandez, we can see making balls over the top. Madison, if he can stay fit. Kuleveski, I think he sees as a number 10. So I think it's going to be free flow in. He can go over the top. And against Brentford, for example, say he plays against a team who's Brentford, big, burly. That's when you see Solanke start because he can hold the ball up. When he played against a team that he knows that the defenders are not as big, that's when you say play Marmoush. But that's the beauty of it. He'll have alternate and the midfield and the attacking.
So just to ask a question, would you guys, Gakpo alternatives, because we know Gakpo is a no-no now, he wants Man City, yeah? Would you not?
No, he's not leaving Liverpool.
He's not leaving Liverpool.
I don't think he's leaving Liverpool.
Sorry, he's not leaving Liverpool. All right, cool.
He just ain't coming Tottenham.
I'm just trying to say he's off the team. I'm looking at
him gone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I'm saying, Rob, are we looking? Would you not take Watermaida from Newcastle?
Yes.
No
bro.
way.
Yes.
No.
Give me that brother, fam.
He's not really.
No.
Give me that brother, fam.
No, I don't want him.
Give me that brother,
he's too slow.
He's been underwhelming.
Way too slow.
Bro, Eddie Howe's trying to play him
as
an 8, bro. He's trying to make him do Joe
because he was too slow as a striker.
Yeah, he's too slow, man.
Bro, man just wants the robot up top, fam.
But he wasn't in the box.
Fam. Allow it, man.
The thing is, though,
he wasn't in the box.
Yeah,
he was so slow he couldn't get in the box in time.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing with Solanke as well, and that's what I've been trying to say. I think we think about number 9s as the traditional number 9s you can get in the box. number 9s aren't like that anymore. They're not being asked to do that anymore.
No
matter. Look at Spain. Spain won the World Cup. Did they have a number 9?
Yeah, but they were elite everywhere else. Like you need.
But that's what I mean.
That's what he's trying to.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Voldemort for me.
That's what I'm trying to say. So basically, Voldemort could come to Spurs, hold the ball up, and get on the end of things from Zohan.
No,
I'm not saying
Spurs slow to get on the end of it.
But that's it. It's not like look at Zacharias. Zacharias isn't a speedster for Arsenal. He's just there.
He works relentlessly.
Yes, yeah, he works really hard.
But think about you, man, are asking out of a strike. So he has to drop deep and do all the link-up play, then be quick enough to get to the end of stuff. Then he has to also be an elite passer to get.
No,
look at what you are asking from a striker, though. Like,
I think Voldemort is even too slow to turn and play the pass quick enough.
But Solanke can't do that either.
No, but Solanke will press. He will press the front line.
Ball up.
And he can hold it up.
He's pressing.
Yeah, I'm not trying to slate Solanke when I say that, but what I'm saying is that what Oren, what you described out of Solanke, I believe Voldemort can do that, and I believe Voldemort is better than Solanke. So I believe both of them can do that. And if what you described, Oren, is the wingers making runs beyond, have maybe a Marmouche in the 10 making runs beyond. That's Voldemort. He's a deep line forward. That's how he plays.
I'm not going against the Voldemort side. I'm saying
I would rather Jackson.
Make sense.
I'd rather Jackson.
Front,
I would
rather have a false 9.
Oh, where's back with Jackson? Are you?
I'd rather Jackson.
So now you're going crazy.
I've not been
That's
it's just the African bias, and he said Kudus will get 10 goals, and now he's talking about
this. I'm telling you. But see, Voldemort, I think people got excited because he's a big guy and he showed a little bit of footwork and stuff. I'm not convinced in him.
It's Germany. Like he's not. This is not like in Germany. Like in Germany, he puts up numbers. In the Prem, it's not the same league. It's not the same game. That's why
Eddie Howe done is setting you my dreams, bro. I promise you.
What we needed to do was break the bank for Osherman, man.
No, he's not coming to.
No.
The wages.
That's what we needed to do.
No.
Break the bank.
There is.
Break the bank.
I was having a chat with.
It's African bias. I'm telling you. I don't figure out West, bro.
I was having a chat with.
Come on, I'm gonna ask you serious. Who the hell do we think we are after we finished 17th twice?
Listen, what people don't realize is we've always had money. We're a big club. We just needed someone to unlock it.
Do you think Osherman would suit De Zerbi?
It'll be a mad clash, innit?
Yeah, that's
It'll be a mad clash.
You know how much money he's making? 400k tax free.
Yeah.
So
there's
there's
a reason why he's at Galatasaray.
What about Garassi?
Again, a De Zerbi, Garassi.
Yeah.
Who's Garassi?
Box striker, isn't it?
Yeah,
Dortmund striker.
Dortmund
Does he play in the
striker.
Premiership?
I don't.
No, so I know it's not happening, but
Premiership player.
Hey, look, if we get Voldemort, I'll be over the moon, man. I rate him, bro.
False 9. What about just playing with a false 9 with Kulusevski up front as a false 9? I think that might work. If we want to pass
that's if Kulusevski even can play.
That's what
I'm asking him to.
He ain't gonna be good this season, bro. He's had a year and a half out.
Wes saw him. He said he saw him walking. He didn't see him kicking a ball.
But I'm just saying.
You can't see it. You can't see it, but he's in good spirits, man. I got faith in him.
Of course, he's going to be.
Hey, let's see if those spirits translate for running on.
Doing nothing.
It'd be hard if I met Bergwijn or Archie, bro. I'd be like, look, they're good spirits. They're gonna.
And even if we play false 9, didn't it? Like, what's gonna happen with Marmouche then? If we play in false 9,
you just said it, Wes. Don't worry about it. We saw it.
Yeah, who's that?
Is that Kulusevski?
Is that Kulusevski? That was from the season before. That's not this season.
No, that's
the Orange got this on lock. You see it? Orange
look at the training top.
We can't be fooled.
That's like before he signed for Spurs.
Hold on.
That's this season. Look at the training top. Look at the training top. It's this season.
They only showed one clip. They didn't try and kick in any more balls.
Listen.
Yeah, he's back.
You know that he's been running since June. He's been running since June.
The thing is about Kulusevski, he was never really fast.
He was just like physical. He's very physical, and he had good technical ability.
But like, what's he going to be like now?
Yeah, he's going to be like from Sweden, bro. You know, like that's what he's going to be.
No, he's done. We got to sell him, to be honest. But look, there are no strikers out there. Like, if you look at the market for strikers, there's no like slim pickings. So at this point,
I think the problem you've got with strikers is what people are looking for. And everyone's looking for the next Haaland or Kane. and that ain't out there.
No.
And that's
That's not a thing, bro. You can't do that.
No, and that's what people are looking for. And Osherman
Just
is,
even
is
goals
the
mode.
next. Osherman is probably the next thing down, but he's just unattainable. So after that, you've got to look for your Krupies. You've got to go and look for. I'm going to use his name, but I don't think it's like your Tino Barrys and all them who Everton have got.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
things like that.
What about
What
about Ramos that went to AC Milan? Would you lot have taken a chance on him?
I would have taken him.
Definitely more than what was it? What's his
Barry.
name? Yeah, Barry, bro. But
yeah.
The reason why I mentioned Barry is because he's a horrible striker. He's terrible.
He's so
But
he scored one of the worst hat tricks in the league I've ever seen in my life.
Igor Thiago or Robbie. They're none of them are great.
None of them are great, but they do a certain job, and that's kind of where we're at. And I think because unfortunately for us Spurs fans, we were spoilt with Kane for so long, we just expect the next Harry Kane, and we've kind of got to bring down our expectations because again, we finished 17th twice.
Like leagues nowadays and teams nowadays, like I mean, Brentford is the perfect example of this. Team that's greater than the sum of their parts. It's not just about always having that elite guy and he can just bail you out of games. Like it's nice to have when you're a top team, but like we need to be in that position where it's like we have like these, if people want to say they're like 6 out of 10 players or whatever, but then we have a system that they can flourish in and perform like 8 out of 10s. Like it's just it's like that.
Minus Gakpo, yeah. What are we saying? Like out of this lot, like I don't know if you can see it. Can this run?
Come on,
Sell Odegaard.
Odegaard gotta go, fam. I love that guy, but too many injuries, man.
See for me with that, yeah. Marmoush might have to hold the bench.
Oh hell no!
Because Simmons is my guy, man. I need my boy Simmons.
Oh
playing.
my goodness!
Simmons is my guy.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of him. Sell Simmons.
Nah.
What's your front
Nah, man.
Simmons got the most assists last year, didn't he?
I believe in Simmons.
I believe in him too, but we're not benching Marmoush, bro. Like, what are we talking
I believe in
about?
Simmons. Or Marmoush can have to go full snap. I don't know, but
I'd
I
rather
believe in
Marmoush
Simmons.
play as a striker and play Chavi in the 10.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
Can I read out the lineup for the people? Then I just want to read out the lineup. So we've got Solanke, Marmoush. The next line is Gakpo. Sorry, I forget Gakpo though. But Madison, Kudos. Then we've got Odegaard, Simmons, Savinho. Then it's Tel, Galaka, Kulusevski. What is your front four? I want to know.
Madison has to go for me.
Yeah,
he's made a gloss.
Front four. I want to know the front four. What is the front four?
Brett, I'll give mine first because I have to go after.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does.
Right. So Gakpo, he's off the table. So my front four would be
exclusive off the table.
Yeah, off the table. He's only on the green pitch anymore. My front four would be Savinho, Marmoush, Solanke, and Madison.
Savinho where?
Savinho either on the left or right. Marmoush left or right.
Are you taking Richie out, by the way?
Okay. We have to be serious.
Because like I would say Madison, Kudus, don't know how fit he's going to be, but it's just my gut feeling of who will start. But I do think Solanke and Marmoush, they can even alternate sometimes if they drop.
You said you don't think Kudus will be fit enough for the season?
No, I'm asking if I had to pick the front three or front four.
Yeah.
That's what I would pick, because then I know Madison is a better passer of the ball. If they were all fit, every single one of them, full of health, I would pick Marmoush, Savinho, Solanke, and Simmons.
Okay.
Interesting.
What do you think? I just want to quickly before you go on. I just want to ask, like, what do you think Marmoush will offer, like, on a wing compared to like Kudus? That would be different. You think it's just like goal threat?
Yeah, I think it's more that cutting in.
Okay.
And like, I'm not saying that. I have to see what Kudus can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm bearing that in mind. Actually, wait, Marmoush does go away for Egypt as well in the African Cups, don't he?
Yes.
But the African Cup this season's in June, July.
It's in June.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Marmoush is a better.
One game a week, guys.
Yeah, if I'm pushed, I would probably put Marmoush.
Maybe I think he's better off the left than the right. So probably like
Savinho and Kudus with
Marmoush left, Savinho right. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, kind of. But they'll alternate. They'll swap sides.
Oh, the PSG thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
But
Madison
I do
is
see-
fit, he's got to play. Like if Madison is fit, he's got to be number 10. Simmons is not even if Simmons is fit, he's not there yet. I mean, if Maddison is fit, he's got to play down the middle.
I wouldn't play Maddison. For me, would leave a massive hole because where he likes to drop deep and get the ball. I think we don't need that anymore, and I think that's just how Maddison plays.
But he's the best passer. If you look at who is our best passer, like when he's on his game, when he's fit, like I'm not a fan of Maddison. I want him sold, but if he's fit, he's the best passer on the team.
But we also have Tonali and Fernandez, who are much better passers.
My front four would be, without any bias, would be I'll still probably put Solanke up top for now. I'd have Savinho on the left, Marmoush in the 10, and Kudus on the right. That would probably be my... And then you can alternate whoever you want in the 10, but Marmoush adding a bit more goal threat. He's got creativity as well. You've got Savinho and Kudus who can stretch teams and make those run-ins behind. But Maddison, my worry is just where he likes to drop deep. Is that going to leave a massive hole between the attack and midfield? And
the only reason why he was dropping deep is because nobody else was. So he had to do it with Tonali.
No, but he was doing that under Ange in the beginning when it was looking amazing. When Ange ball was in full flow, everything he was still dropping deep. I remember going to the Emirates and watching him drop deep.
Other teams will push forward
continuously.
Other players will push forward. So.
We don't need him to do it. For me, I'd go with Marmoush in the 10 man. I just want someone who I know if they get in and around that box, they can take that shot.
But is he a passer though? I don't know if Marmoush is good enough of a passer.
I don't think we would need that with Tonali and Fernandez, plus with Porro, who will be getting forward as well. I don't think we need more of a goal threat. I think we've got passers now. Maybe not as good as Maddison. I think Porro, you can argue, as good as Maddison.
Also, Oren and Wes, where does your team finish with those guys fit? With that front line.
Mine?
Yeah.
Top 5.
Rumble, what the...
Top 5.
What you said, cuz?
Top 5. And the reason why I say that, aside from those lot up the road, I think second down, I think it's open. We don't know how good Man City are going to be without Pep and Rodri. Liverpool, we don't know what's happening over there. United are
open still.
They're all saying we don't know if we can play 2 games a week. I think Chelsea, for me, if I had to do a dark horse, but again, defensively, and they've got a shaky goalkeeper, I think if we can get it right and it can click with anybody, 2nd to 5th is open.
No, that's a separate question. Sorry, I'm going too fast.
It's open, but
us defensively, where we...
Oren, what do you say? Where are we finishing, bro?
They're trying to get me to stay.
No, I was asking before you go, innit? I need to cut.
I think top 5, top 4. Exactly what Wes is saying.
Man,
I think Arsenal, I think it's theirs to
lose.
Because they have fallen into the category where all the teams around them have had to rebuild now. And as I said, Pep, like if you look at Liverpool, they don't look good. Man City don't look good. I know they won and everything, but so I think top 4, and I expect that. Wow. I expect that even. Marmoush coming in, Savinho, I expect top 4.
I quickly, Oren, what do you rate this window? What do you rate this window before you go? What do you rate the window? I want to know.
Well, if Marmoush and Savinho comes in, I would say like
second,
an 8.
An 8,
yeah, because if Spurs have actually for the first time sorted out the major positions. I know people say about the goalkeeper, but that's what I'm leaving. So major positions.
Oh gosh.
And they've got backup as well. For players to come back. But I'll let you all talk about the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully next Monday we're talking about Spurs win.
We'll get back into it. No.
See you later.
Take care, man.
Eugene, what is?
I'm not gonna lie. Up until the game, up until last week, I said top 5. But seeing our back line and seeing how weak we were, I was like, man, top 5 is going to be tough. Like, we need to improve. Like, we're going to be like Liverpool. We're going to have to score 5 goals a game. Because our back line, honestly, does not instill confidence in me. So top 5 is doable if we can defend. And there are some red flags. I'm not concerned about our attack. I think De Zerbi is going to figure it out. But we were so open in the back that, I mean, I still think, top 6 is doable, but man, our defending has to shape up. It didn't look.
What'd you rate the window, quick? What'd you rate the window?
I mean, I'm shook right now, but the window with Marmoush,
Gakpo as well. I mean, not Gakpo, sorry. Savinho.
You know what?
Marmoush.
It's so funny. It's so funny because Marlon knows, because I had this debate with Marlon. I didn't want Savio. I didn't want Marmoush. I didn't want Gakpo, because with me it's like I don't want the rejects from top teams. I would rather go to lesser teams and take their top players like
you want
Tonali.
The garbage and you want to take and refine it. You want to polish up that.
No, but like if we're chasing a team, why take players who are not good enough to be on that team? You know what I mean? But now, given the options, I would take all of them. So my only concern is like we're with Gallagher. We signed Gallagher on big wages. He's not good enough. And now we're going to be stuck with Gallagher for the next 5 seasons. If Gakpo comes in and he's not good enough, or Savio is not good enough on those high wages, man, we're going to be stuck with those two for a long, long time. So,
I hear it.
Do you know what I mean? That's my concern. So just bring him in. If they all come in, I say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
If they all come in.
All right, love. All right, so Eugene, E.
I don't know what's happening when Mandem are saying top 4. You know,
I know. Talk about your front 4. I need to hear that.
Sorry. Savio on the left, Kudus on the right, Xavi Simmons in the 10, Marmoush up top. Only right answer.
Xavi Simmons, come on, bro.
Only right answer.
Like, it's simple. Go on.
Only right answer. There should be no other deviation. In terms of where we finish, bruv, hey, give me if we get Europa League, we're lucky in it. I'm thinking we're finishing like Conference League kind of position. So what's that, like 8th, 9th, something like that? If we get Europa League, if we sneak into the Europa League, then that's even lucky. That's lucky for us. But come on, man. We've done great in this window to kind of like rectify the starting 11 and all of that. But this ain't a one season or one transfer window thing that these men have to rescind in it. Like it's a whole squad thing that these men have to rip up the whole squad. That includes the bench. That includes, all our options and stuff like that. Again, I'm not sold on the backup options. I didn't see anything to show that they've progressed as players and they have more to offer. I think that if, God forbid, but if players get injuries or they have to be rotated for whatever, I don't see how those players come in and are able to replicate what De Zerbi wants. I think starting 11-wise, we can compete with anyone in terms of our starting 11. Of course, when we have that bum in goal, we're going to be losing games. He might cost us about 15 points on his own. But head-to-head, 11 versus 11, we can compete with anyone. And then when the players come on to replace them, then we might start seeing them, bruck up the whole system and the formula in it. So I'm not going to go too far and say this top 5, top 4 thing. I think we'll be able to see in spurts. I think we'll be a team of 4 minutes. Like we'll be cooking for maybe a couple months, then we'll dip for a little bit, and then we'll cook again. It'll just be an inconsistent season while we're trying to get everything sorted out.
Did you rate the window again? Sorry.
I think the window's good. I'll give it maybe like an 8 out of 10. I think it was a very good window.
What best window you've ever seen?
It's definitely the best window I've ever seen. Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
I'd give the window a 9 out of 10 just because I don't know how much more people think we can do in one window. Do you know what I mean? He's tried to strengthen the starting 11 and then put those players who weren't good enough in the starting 11 on the bench. And then now, hopefully...
There's been a few problems with the transfer window. There has been. I think not taking 46 million for Bergvall is ridiculous. I think putting that bum in goal is ridiculous.
And the reason why I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is selling Spence and not getting a replacement for me.
That's another one, yeah.
Is insane. So I'd give it an 8.5, I think, out of 10 personally.
That's fair, yeah.
Man. I'm just gonna
I'll copy and paste what Elijah said still, I'm gonna lie. But I think the difference is this is a big question. This is a big hypothetical. This may never happen. But for me, it's all about relationships, isn't it? And the way Xavi and Savinho, they're like, I don't know what to call it, bro.
Go Tanks, bro. Go Tanks. Go hard and
Isn't there someone else as well? Is it? Was Gakpo part of that previously?
Part of the trilogy. Do you know what I'm saying? He was a holy trilogy. Do you know what I'm saying? But between those two anyway, they were like, I can see the dynamic, the chemistry, the link-up play. That could be something crazy, in my opinion. And I remember that season. I know it was in a different league, but I remember Xavi was getting the false line, and that's when the whole of Europe looked at him. They were like, raw. And I think he got something like 19 goals. Like, he didn't finish. He went to, obviously, Bundesliga, and he got double digits there as well. So it's not just like he went to a dodgy league and ripped it up. He did it twice. You know what I'm saying? What, you don't reckon he's a shooter? You don't think Xavi's a shooter?
He is.
Sorry, Ash. If you look at Florian Wirtz,
he's not a passer. I'm not saying he's a passer, even though I think he can pass. I'm not saying he's a playmaker like that. But when he sees Savinho, for me, and I'm excited about the Savinho signing. I don't know about you lot. Some people are like, man, nah, don't care about it. Blah, blah, blah. I was gassed. And the only reason why I'm still not gassed is because of what happened on the weekend. They mashed me up still, I can't lie. That whole weekend result, people say, nah, it's the first game, whatever. But for me, it was like remembering what happened last season. And I was like, my hopium and my optimism just drained out. I'll be totally raw. But the side of me thinks, raw, if Xavi, it's a big if, like I said, connects with Savio, them two alone could mash it up. Add kudos to that. I'm like, raw, I'm a moose. Just to finish off, his finishing ability, the way he strikes the ball from distance, it's a mazzoline. It's a matters. It's a like left foot, right foot, angles. I'm not saying he's a Suarez, but the angles.
Nice.
Well, I'm not saying he's. I said it. I said what I said. He's not a Suarez. But you see, I've seen him lob a man. I've seen him hit volleys. I've seen him bang it from 30 yards. I've seen him hit it from, like, you know, those impossible angles, the ones where it's hard to, like, it should be crossing it, but man's hitting it still and top bins, and the keeper's like, you know that chance that Mikey Moore got.
Yeah, he hits that top bins.
Yeah. But hey, Ash, devil's advocate. If you look at Simmons, look, you see players like Wirtz, right? Players from Germany. It's a bit like the pace is different, the physicality.
I'm a big if
Simmons is a shooter. However, he's too slight, and the game is a bit fast for him. Can he get there? Yes, but as of now, from what I've seen, he doesn't get as much time as he did in Germany. That's why I'm not sure if he's gonna.
But I felt under De Zerbi, or there was a little spill. I think from like the Atletico Madrid game, we start to see a massive improvement from him.
Europe,
because but even in the Premier League, and what my issue with Xavi was, he weren't pulling the trigger. He would beat that man on the edge of the box, but for some reason wasn't pulling the trigger. As soon as he pulled the trigger, you saw what happened. Trust me.
I just to add on to that, you see what the whole thing with De Zerbi, and you see where we broke down when it went to Richarlison, and then it went to Bergvall, and then it shot Kinski. You know what I'm saying? Back of the net. What's going on? Everyone's losing their head. We've lost the plot. What are we doing here? Yeah. But if that was a different man in the middle and it stuck to him, and where Bergvall was positioned, he should be aligned. You know what I'm saying? So when man does the first time flick around the corner, that's what Richarlison's meant to be doing. Then Bergvall's meant to be that guy that runs onto it and plays into that 9. That's what Xavi can do, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
But he wasn't holding on to the ball. He was getting pushed around.
No, but there was a couple times.
No. But the space
in the 10.
The space in behind. That's what I'm saying. If you actually deep it, the two wide men become the two strikers. Do you get it? And all the space behind is because remember Brentford, the way they pressed us high, they took a chance. They gambled. They used their centre back. They got Nathan Collins, to like really push up high on Gallagher. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive. And Aya was the other centre back. They said, you two go super aggressive. And they took that chance. Had we had better players that they could stick to or play the first time, 1-2, pass around the corner, all the space for like a Savio. And Savio, his first touch, when I say his first touch, beats a man. Yeah? His first touch, every time in. You know what I'm saying? That's what's missing. That's why certain times you get the winger and they've got to turn it backwards. They've got to pass it back. They've got to get out their feet. They've got to take 2-3 touches. Savinho, boom. It's a transition. It's transition. That's what the Zerbi ball is all about. Like making those artificial transitions, those artificial counterattacks, isn't it? And we do the whole passing deep thing and did it. But this is, like I said, it's a massive hypothetical because you are right. Physicality for me is an issue. And that's the reason why I looked at I know it's not a popular one, but I'd said Mateta, from what I saw at Palace, he holds it up well, he links it, and you can use him as a target man. I know he's a bit in front of goal, he's a bit of a donkey, but in terms of the physical presence and what we need in the Premier League, it could work. I'm just saying, it could work, and I know he want to move. So
this is why we
like strikers ain't really striking like back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You might just have to get like one of those guys. He can push a Solanke, innit? We need someone that's good, strong in the air. He's strong in the air, innit? He's mobile. He's athletic. He's vertical. He's fast. He can pass. Do you know what I'm saying? He could do a lot of things, innit? But he's not clinical. That's the only thing. He's not clinical.
Man.
I watched him against.
Got to have weaknesses somewhere, innit? Like these men are perfect.
No, it's true.
Man.
It's true. Like I know he like the last season, I think he got 13 goals. Season before that, he got 14, 15. So he's not prolific like that. He's like a 1-in-3 kind of striker. And I think against who was they playing? Palace, Everton. He hit the post and he missed a sitter.
Lancashire was the guy for me. We should have kept him for 20 mil. Man, Lancashire should have been given a chance as a backup at least.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, man.
Yeah. No, it's too late now. But hey,
go on.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you look at Simmons, like, I'm just trying to think back in the Prem. Last 10 years, give me like small players, like slight players, other than David Silva and Bernardo Silva, who were finishers and shooters. I don't recall. You know what I mean? Like players of his stature who became like elite unless they were world class, like David Silva. I just don't remember. I could be wrong, but
what do you reckon? We'll end up selling Xavi then, like long term? Because if he can't, because he's got to be good at something. If you're going to be the number 10 or you're going to play in that position or attack, you've got to be contributing somewhere. And if you're not doing the through ball assisting, you've got to be scoring goals.
I think he will do both. I think he will do both.
I'm saying, like, according to you,
I hope so. I
think he'll do both.
He was trying to do it. That's the thing that we've had some of the worst attackers we've ever seen at this club in the last 5 years, and we're complaining that Xavi Simmons doesn't play through balls. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect him to do, bro?
Who's going to play a through ball to?
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had like 5 through balls all season, bro. Like, it's the way we like. You expect Xavi Simmons to come up,
don't get there.
Dribble through 2-3 man, do them.
Richarlison, it bounces off him. Solanke can't even get on the pitch.
He's dropping deep, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no one to play it to. Like, it'll be one thing if Xavi Simmons recovers and then he comes back in January, and then he's trying to play the pass and it's not working, and he has runners. Then we could be like, all right, cool, his passing's meaty. But I can't slate him for having meaty passing if he has no one to pass it to. You know
but that's not the issue, though. His passing isn't the issue. The issue is him holding on to the ball and losing it. Because remember, every time he got the ball, he got pushed around, knocked off the ball, right? And
the physicality is fair, isn't it? But like,
that's my only issue, right?
If you have opportunities to give it to people who are trying to progress.
But with a player like that as well, he's going to want to play under 1 and 2 touch. You don't want him holding onto the ball. And again, he can't play that with the players we had last season. But with players like Tonali, with Savinho, with Kudus, with the players that we've got now, he can definitely do that. He can definitely do 1-2 touch, pass and move. That's what he's got to do. There's no point of getting him on the ball and letting him. You have to make an option for him so he can release it and then go back into the space and find it.
I remember we won't see this until next season because he's coming back in January, and ACL tears take you at least another like 4 or 5 months for you to get back up to what he was. So we're not really going to be seeing the ideal version of Xavi Simmons till at least next season. So
me personally, I would just say, look, Maddison, go to America, go to Saudi, and slap money down and get Morgan Gibbs-White.
That's my dream, bro. My number 1 choice.
He's been my dream signing for a while.
I would keep Maddison personally because
I don't want to keep Maddison.
I'm not even talking about football and Billy as well, but like as a presence in the dressing room, what he brings as well. I think we kind of need that, especially with all the young players.
What I've learned about Maddison is all for the cameras. He don't even stop for the fans outside the training ground. I don't know. With Maddison, he's made out of glass, man. Like, if he could stay fit, 100%. But if he's gonna get touched, then he's gonna be out with a knock, just because someone breathed on him. You don't want that, man. You don't want that. So I think this is a big season for a lot of those players, especially like Maddison, Kulu, the ones coming back from injury. it's a big season for them. If they can't stay fit, I don't think they'll be here much longer.
We're gonna have to keep him because of even the homegrown graphic as well. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
keep him for that for now anyway.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying about Gibbs White though, because he'd be homegrown as well. But yeah, at least for now.
I mean, I'd love Morgan Gibbs White, man.
We win like a lot of games with Madison starts apparently, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, but
anyway,
he ain't got the
I want to know about Kingski. What you lot's thoughts? Is like,
Hey, man.
like Kingski. What are we saying? Like, is it? Does he need time? Like, was that just a mistake?
I don't know, man.
This guy's a bum.
When
It wasn't a bad game.
When Marlon went here,
It wasn't a bad game from him.
Keep him, you know. Like,
last season, he was vital for us when he came in. After that Atletico Madrid game, in that run-up for us to survive, Kingsley made some absolute top-draw saves. There was hardly any error. I can't even remember an error. Then when I looked at him at pre-season, especially that Chelsea game, he was playing out of his skin. I just don't know what happened with Brentford. I'll give him a bit more time. I think we should have got a better backup goalkeeper. I don't know where we're going with Dubravka as a backup, because if it goes pear-shaped, we're finished. But I would give him a bit more time. I think it might be too early for him to be the number one, but he is number one. I would give him. I'll give him a bit more time. Huh?
Brentford, he wasn't. Maybe he was at fault. Maybe for one goal, he wasn't that bad. Like I think he's okay. But you know what I would do? I would go to Villa and get Emmy.
Yeah, that's what I think. We need to get a better competitor.
But I read Kingsley though. I think Kingsley can be okay.
No, this guy's a bum.
Hey,
Marlon, you're on mute.
Marlon,
himself, you know.
So yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll mute myself. You say you didn't have a bad game, okay, which is correct. But it's about, everyone always says goalkeepers win your games or they lose your games. That second goal kills us. Him not doing his goalkeeping job kills us. Game done. Doesn't matter what he does before. Doesn't matter what he does afterwards. The fact everyone look, Richarlison and Bergwijn will have their thoughts in that as well. They didn't do their job, but it wasn't like the shot was a Premier League goalkeeper deals with that, and you're taught as a goalkeeper not to put it right back into the bin where it came from, and he puts it right back to where every striker is going to be, and it's not the first time.
It's about the 7th time. That's what
this is the issue that, and when look, me and Ash, right, and I know I've come into a lot of criticism in the last couple of months because I don't think he was. I weren't ready for him to be our first choice goalkeeper, but I backed him at the beginning. But there's been too many mistakes that I have seen. The Atletico Madrid is not a one-off. This is what I'm saying. It's not a one-off.
Thank you.
And when everyone talks about those 7 games, but it wasn't just him, and that Chelsea away game, I went, no, I'm done. Because that shot from Fernandes, a better Premier League goalkeeper saves that. How many teams does Kingsley in the Premier League get in front of as a number one?
None. Zero.
And that's
zero.
And
Chelsea.
He is the worst starting goalkeeper. He is the worst starting goalkeeper in the Premier League. He is the worst.
But in saying that, he's still young also, but there was games. The Leeds game, we lose that without him. Even Everton,
he made some crazy saves. He made some
we can go through a lot of that games in that run where he literally kept us up. And as I said, I still would have a better goalkeeper.
Yeah, but we don't know. I would say this, but we don't know because De Zerbi came in. We will never know if Vicario wouldn't have done the same job.
Vicario is a walking hazard.
So is
Vicario is way worse.
I've never seen a backup goalkeeper get as much glaze as this brother.
Vicario was worse.
And this is the problem. People don't actually rate Kinski; they just hate Vicario.
I don't hate Vicario. I don't hate Vicario. I just don't think Vicario was at all.
Kinski is worse.
And for that age,
Atletico Madrid, we forget.
Yeah, but Atletico Madrid,
it's not even that. We forget
alone was ridiculous.
But Kingsley came on. Kingsley came onto that pitch and didn't make the same mistakes.
I literally I went over on stream literally
because they learned. Nobody knew. I saw Barcelona get slapped on that pitch, right? And then go and complain.
You said Barcelona played. Everyone had played on that pitch, so that means no one at Tottenham did their research before they went into that
Arsenal, the same thing with Arsenal. They played them after us and then still made that complaint of
Yeah,
the
but they
state
didn't
of the
make the
pitch
same
and
mistakes because
what
they learned from
happened.
what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, but that's because their players are on a different level to us. Kingsley is still a young goalkeeper, and to bounce back after that and do what he done in that run up, I'm going to cut in some slack.
But it's not like he kept. How many clean sheets did he keep in that run up?
Yeah, but we had an awful defense. Again, clean sheets again is a part of the defense.
I've never seen another Premier League club have a goalkeeper that performs as badly as Kinski routinely and gets a promoted spot in the team.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
never
because
happened.
Vicario was awful.
No,
So why give the other bum a promotion? It don't
because
make no sense.
No, but we needed a change. Kingsley couldn't kick. He wasn't claiming corners. He wasn't doing anything. We gave Kingsley the opportunity, and he saved us. Yeah, he was part of the reason why we stayed up. And
he was no.
Okay, the club has rewarded him for it.
I think it was more Paulinho and Benton.
I was gonna say he's
not
even
but there was games that he made saves that saved us. We can't ignore that. But the club for me should have got a better number 2 who would have challenged him. As I said, him being our solely number 1 and the Bravka being our number 2, I'm not with that. Even if they went and brought Martinez and said Kingsley be number 2, I don't think he could complain or anyone else can complain about that. I would have been happy with that. I would have been happy with Kingsley still being number 2. I'm not here saying Kingsley's got to be our ultimate number 1, but if the manager believes that, you know what, I'm going to give you the opportunity, all right, give him the opportunity. I'm not going to slander the manager for that. But would I want a better number 1? 100%. But it's not going to be Vicario. It's not going to be.
We'll get rid of both of them. That's what we're get rid of.
I'm cool. No, but I want to get what again. I don't want to end up with the Bravka, a Foster. What's his name? Foster. That he moved like that. Like
why is that the only other option as to who if we get rid of Kinski?
Yeah, but who's got a good number 2? Who's Arsenal's number 2?
We need a number 1.
Kepa.
That's the point. We need a number 1.
We need a number 1. The French guy from Leeds.
I would have happily got a starting goalkeeper. 100%.
Get Emi Martinez, and that's it.
But 100%. But I think the manager is saying, you know what, we got a bit of time this season. We've still got this season. I know everyone says about the money we spent, but other teams have spent money and it ain't done nothing. I think we've still got another season to. As I saw someone say, top 8. No one could complain if we finished 8th or 7th. So I think the manager's still looking at like, I've got a bit of time here. I'm going to give certain players the opportunity to prove themselves. As I said, I would have definitely went out and got a number 1 goalkeeper. Even if I made Kingsley number 1, I would have got Martinez. Martinez is coming to the end of his career. I'm sure he would have sat there and thought, go and have 6 weeks. I'll be number 1 in 6 weeks anyway. And yeah, I would have done it. I wouldn't have. I'm not going to give him slack, man. I'm not going to give him slack.
He's fine, man. He's not our biggest issue. When I was watching Vicario, every set piece, every corner kick, I was nervous. I was anxious.
Every single one.
Every time Kinski's on the pitch,
Kinski's not that bad, man.
Yes, he is. Like, what?
If you pass the ball back to Vicario, you're nervous.
If a shot goes at Kinski, you're nervous that it's going to.
Yeah, but I've seen him make top.
Come on, man.
Door Draves under serious pressure.
He has made more mistakes than he's had good saves.
Vicario has made good saves. But
very rarely.
We're looking at
very rarely. Last season he probably didn't make any good saves. He was awful last season, and that's why
Kinski. Yeah, but Kinski only came in because he was. Vicario was injured.
But and he couldn't get his play. And then after Atletico Madrid, he got dropped. Kinski, he came back in and he got dropped.
They rather have Vicario with a hernia out there than Kinski. Like, does that tell you anything? Like,
that's why he's gone. That's why he's gone out the door.
That's why Kinski needs to be out the door too. They'd rather play a hernia injured
Vicario was
over
awful.
that brother.
Vicario was awful.
I'm not saying he's that good.
I couldn't do it.
He's that good, but he is not. The goalkeeper is the only position on the pitch where you can use your hands, and Kinski's better with his feet than his hands. That's an issue. That is an issue.
Bad, man.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad.
It's literally there's about 7 different games since he's been at Spurs where he's just given away goals.
I said I'd give Kinski. I let Kinski have it this season, but every time he's going to make him, and that second goal ruins kills the game for us. That's how big that is, because if it's 1-0, there's a chance that they can. But once he makes that, and it is a mistake, no matter what the other two mistakes are, it's a massive mistake. And when you're in a position like a goalkeeper,
I think
you're finished. It's a very hard
I think that game was killed from the starting lineup. We was never going to score with that front three. I think the game, and I'm looking at that game, it was just like an awful day for everybody. I'm taking it as a one-off. I don't want to see that again. If I do see it again, then certain players, including Kingsley, they have to be held accountable. But for me, that game, I'm just looking at it, was the first game of the season. It was a write-off from the beginning. Let's go. Let's start again at Newcastle.
But
and
why is
let's
it
see.
one-off though?
God, I just think the summer's been crazy. Players have been coming back at all different crazy. I don't understand. I don't know why De Zerbi's done it.
So for every other player, yeah. So
No,
why isn't it
no,
for
no.
every
But
other
other
player? So
players,
just a
the
one-off?
other players have come back.
Yeah, but why is it only a problem for
So,
Spurs?
like, for example, Richarlison,
Because of how De
why is it not
Zerbi's
one-off?
done the pre-season. He's given. Why has Bentancur got so much extra time? Why did Bentancur get so much extra time? He didn't need all that extra time. He's came back, yeah, but regardless, why he only came back for the Hoffenheim game? Why? He got knocked out well early. Why is Van der Ven still away?
Injured.
But is he injured?
Yeah, definitely injured. Yeah.
But even so, for like,
but
again,
Porro didn't need to be away.
But why not Richarlison? Why isn't it a one-off for like Richarlison and them, man? Why is
No, but Richarlison's been doing it for 3 years here.
Kinski's been here. This is Kinski's second full season here.
Yeah, but he's not had a full
January
season.
of 2025.
He's not had a full season. He's not had a 20 game run like Richarlison.
But yet he's made so many mistakes.
And we're watching Richarlison fall on the floor. 20 games on the bounce, just falling on the floor.
Richarlison scored more goals than Kinski has made good saves at this club.
Nah, Kinski was good, man.
Kinski has made so many mistakes.
Kinski is 21 or 22. How old is Kinski?
What?
You're comparing him to Richarlison, who's an established player.
Fernandez is 21.
Yeah, but these players are generation. I'm not saying he's generational, but you don't find a lot of 21-year-olds that are.
I think this
way inclined.
Basically, for me, I think this decision on King. No, on just quickly on this, I think this decision on Kingsley is going to cost De Zerbi big time.
This is why he's going to finish mid-table.
I don't think so, because I think what will cost him big time is not getting another good second choice goalkeeper, because De Zerbi will. He doesn't. Martinez,
second choice keeper, is going to sit on the bench for this guy.
Martinez is not going to come to Tottenham and be like, "I'm sitting behind Kingsley."
Yeah, but do you think? Okay, Martinez could still get a decent pay right here. Now, if where you're all saying Kingsley's he's gonna be a hazard this season. If Martinez is our number 2, do you think he's worried about Kingsley being the one? If Kingsley's that bad, he will come here and know I'll be number 1 in no time.
So why not just sign him and tell him he'll be the number 1 then?
Yeah, because he knows it. But
De Zerbi's not thinking like that, is he?
Martinez is going to get better option than Tottenham.
And that's why this manager is not.
But has he had any better options?
Martinez.
I've not followed Martinez's other options, but it doesn't look like he's going anywhere at the moment.
I think it's the fee that Villa won. That's why, more than anything else.
So he's not going to go anywhere because no one's willing to pay the fee. But we can pay the fee. We can offer him.
Yeah, but we're not going to pay that much for 33. I think the fee that they want is too much. We're not
and for him to sit on the bench behind Kingsley.
Yeah, for him to sit on the bench.
But what you're saying is he's going to make so many mistakes. He's not going to be on the bench for that long. So it shouldn't be an issue then.
Yeah, but Martinez is not going to come in. Martinez is not like, if you sit there and tell me I'm number 1 Aston Villa, okay, you're going to sit there and tell me you're going to come and bring me in to be behind a goalkeeper that I am way better than straight away. I'm not going to do that. That's no footballer's ever going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. What you're asking to support this idea of Kinski being number 1 is ludicrous.
Yeah,
it's ludicrous.
You're the best you're going to get.
You're saying you don't need to bring in a number 1 that's better than Kinski. Bring in the problems with Dubravka and how you need to play better than Dubravka. But how many goalkeepers that are better than Dubravka wouldn't also be better than Kinski? And you tell them sit on the bench.
I don't think Dubravka's better than Kinski.
For me, I ain't gonna lie. At least Dubravka has a proven track record of goalkeeping at a decent level. You ain't gonna get that out of this guy.
No, come on.
You ain't gonna get that out of Kinski.
We're not gonna do that.
No, we do it. No, we can do that. You ain't getting nothing out of this, brother.
We're not doing that.
As I said, has been terrible for a minute.
People have amnesia, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I think Kingsley, there's still a lot of room for him to improve.
Yeah,
he's still learning. And I think the manager's got trust in him. And as I said, he's built up a bit of credit where I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to give you this season again to see where you're at. Give him that long run of games to see if this is a constant thing. If it's a serious constant thing, then he has to go. But that back end of last season, he was facing a lot of shots. Let's not act like the defense just improved. He was facing a lot of shots. He was making 3-4 big saves a game
No, he
and
wasn't.
doing it.
See, this is what I'm
He
saying.
made one
It's
or
like
two.
this is revisionist history. No,
the,
he
thing-
wasn't.
the one thing I say, the reason why we've got the Bratker as number 2 is because literally what you said. There are not many goalkeepers, number 2s, that would sit there, look at Kingsley and go, "I'm coming in to sit as number 2."
Exactly.
There's no way.
Because they know he's that bad, literally.
No, but hold
way.
on a second.
But they know
Marlon,
he's that bad.
last 7 games of last season, right? Again, as Wes said, if you look at our defending, our
but if
defending wasn't better.
you're looking
He
at
made some big saves.
Well, okay. Let's take this last 7 games. Why is Paulinho not in this squad?
Because he doesn't play how the manager wants. He's awful on the ball. He's awful on the ball. And this is what I kept on saying. Everyone's like, we got to sign him.
He played well in that last 7 games.
Yeah,
Who
but he was
cares?
awful.
Who cares?
He's got a system that he wants to play, and Paulinho starting that system is a major hazard.
But, and also,
like what
hold on, and
Bergville's been,
also-
because he's so bad on the ball. He's awful on the ball. Awful. He's like Sarr level on the ball.
And Kingsley makes mistakes, so why can't we?
But he's as we've seen, they're now buying players that do other things. Porro's awful defensively, but he's in the team not because he's a great defender, because of what he does with the ball at his feet, which is the same as Kingsley. But
every keeper is going to make mistakes if defenders are weak and
not
soft
to the level of Kinski.
and not good enough.
We can't be letting any goalkeeper. We ain't got a David Raya. The club weren't willing to go out this season and go and spend and get a big number 1 in. The team has to defend a lot better and say, we're not going to put this guy under constant pressure. Not many goalkeepers can sustain that pressure. It's impossible. We're facing that Brentford game, far too many shots. Far too many shots.
Yeah,
This is what happens when you get defenders who are better at passing than they are at defending. This happens when you get goalkeepers who are better at passing than they are at saving shots. This happens when you get wingers who are better at running. Yeah, you get strikers who can't score. This is what happens. Like, this happens when you put your trust in the keeper.
But that's why
pass the ball but can't save. Like, this is what happens.
He's on his demon time. He's angry.
This is what happens.
He got angry. Now he's upset.
But that's why when the team's back together, then we can judge the team properly. I don't think we can judge the team off that Brentford game. All of those guys, I don't think a lot of those players should be here in the next year or 2. Right? I don't think we can judge the team off that Brentford game.
No, I was going to move it on, so you can have your final point, Eugene. But I was going to move it on.
No, I was saying he's partially right, but if defenders cannot defend, it doesn't matter who's in goal. It might be like 1 extra save, 1 more, 1 less, but we need defenders who can actually defend the box. Kinski, yes, he makes mistakes, but at this point, he's not our biggest issue. Our biggest issue is fix the attack, bring in the right back, the backup right back, and then bring in a better keeper. For me right now, Kinski is not our biggest issue.
Okay. Cool.
And to East's point, our defenders cannot defend, and that's going to be our problem. And it doesn't matter if it's Emmy.
So wouldn't it make more sense to get a goalkeeper who can save?
So if the defense is our biggest issue, then, and it's going to be the biggest issue on the weekend, we're screwed either way, because we've gone and tried to improve it, and we're still stuck. And
but I think with Destiny going back, because there's no way Robertson is our starting left back.
Destiny
with Porro coming back. But I still think he's a good defender as long as he's fit. I still think he's a good defender, but I'm not. We still got Van der Ven to come back in. I think the defense will improve massively. Obviously, with injuries, then it's a problem. With Fernandes in the middle, with Tonali, that improves the defense. We got someone who's actually going to win the ball back in the middle. It's not just going to go through them like it did much of last season. And again, it's the first window. We're not going to correct every single thing in the first window.
We're kind of going over the same point, so I'm going to just wrap it. But I want to ask just about Charlton, because we're playing him on Wednesday, and then we go. Sorry, then
Newcastle.
What are they called though?
Newcastle, yeah.
The Toon Army. The I forgot what I called them anyway. Them man come to us, innit? Do we go all out because everyone's like, we need to go strong in a cup. We can't go out the first round. What are you man saying in terms of like selection? Do we
go as strong as we can?
Or do you give the other lads like a little like a bounce back because you're saying, "Raw, you know what?
No. We ain't got time for that. We go strong. We go to win the
tell you
game.
what the lineup's going to be already. The Brackwas in goal. Poro has to play right back because he's been there. It'll be Danso and Ben Davis because he'll give Senesi and Van Heck a week off. Left back has to be Doggy. We need to see how fit this brother is.
All right, go on.
Yeah.
Fernandez and Tonali need to play in the middle because they need to get some cohesion in the middle because they're going to be our starting midfielders. Number 10, I don't give a shit because it doesn't matter. It's always going to be Gallagher in there at the moment. So we ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
Tell has to play because we need him to start scoring. Mm-hmm. And this is the only chance we're going to see how good he really is. Solanke has to play because he hasn't had any pre-season. And then the right wing will probably be Mikey Moore for his last game before he goes out on loan.
What I'm hoping is I hope he does pushes Fernandez slightly forward and puts Bentancur in with Tonali. I don't want to see Gallagher in that midfield, man. I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
That's another place where our manager is making a big mistake as well.
Like, put Fernandez further forward and put Bentancur next to Tonali, man.
I think the problem with the only reason why I don't think De Zerbi's making it's not his fault at the moment that we just don't have. We have like our 4 creative players are all bloody injured. What can we do until October, November? He's stuck, and we are stuck unfortunately. And Gallagher's probably the only person who we've seen in the past can play that position. I know he's like a dog chasing a bone. But this is why we need the wingers to come in. This is why we need to Mamouche and Savio. This is the exact reason, but we'll see.
Marla, do you think that's the only 2 wingers we're getting? Like the 2 attackers we're getting? You think that's
that'll be the last 2. We ain't getting nothing after that.
I can't see it either.
It'll be unless I think Mateta's too late. Crystal Palace are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? And Nicholas Jackson. As people, it depends on if we can do a deal with Chelsea or not.
I think
he's going Villa anyway, isn't he?
He's going
Villa anyway.
I think Mateta could only happen if we're going to pay silly money. Like, then they might consider it. But other than that, I don't see anyone else coming.
You can't do a Sopsy.
Nah. I think
after Brennan Johnson, you must be joking.
After Brennan, they don't want to see us.
They don't want to know us.
What's his name? Dwight McNeil now, fam. Like,
bro, they don't want to see us knocking at that door.
No,
be like that. You know that Arsenal knock where they think because they won the league they can get all these elite players now and they've gone all in other directions. I thought the Arsenal knock was different. It's different, isn't it?
It's different. It's more recognizable.
Is there a world where Richarlison comes on and scores on Wednesday? I don't know. And then all of a sudden, the narrative changes. Like in terms of like teams wanting him, I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there.
I hope
that's
so.
His level. He's gonna score.
We just got to wait for Everton to stump up the money. Everton are the only people that have come in for it. They want him back.
Shot still, I can't lie.
Well, Saudis wanted him apparently, and he keeps rejecting it.
Yeah, he wants to stay around.
He's already come out. Didn't he come out and say, "I leave on my own terms"?
He's only got 1 year left, so
send him to Everton.
He's only got 1 year left anyway.
Is there a world though where we go to penalties or something crazy happens? Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
You got trusting in Davies and Danso. And how would the fans react if we don't get the result that we need for both Wednesday?
It will be meltdown.
I mean,
I don't know if we care that much.
If we get knocked out of the cup and we don't get a result against Newcastle, how will you, man, feel? Don't worry about the fan base, but
if depending on the lineup against Charlton, if I want to see more senior players in, and if we didn't go through that, I'd be fuming. And Newcastle, I'd be fuming. I would start fuming there because I'm expecting a much better performance. Obviously, the result can go either way, but for me, Charlton, there's no excuse to win that game. I think they beat West Ham on the weekend or something. People are saying so. If we don't pull our socks up, we won't win that.
But to be fair to Charlton, this is going to be the other problem. I don't think Charlton are going to play half them players that played at West Ham.
I hope so.
Because I think there's 2 games on the bounce and they've won, and they're looking at going. Actually, the championship's a bit more important than the cup run right now because they probably didn't think so.
That's what I'm hoping. But Newcastle, again, the result We can't. I'm not accepting the loss. But for me, performance has to be better. Performance for me has to be better.
Any game could be a loss with that goalkeeper. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I don't look the home. Apart from Everton, that was the only home game De Zerbi won, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So the home form ain't going to change overnight either, and that needed to be addressed. I don't think we're getting a result against.
I think if we got more of our players back and Savinho Marmoush, because I could see Savinho Marmoush dragging out till the end of the window for some reason. I don't know what's going on. There's more hold up. I don't know whether they're waiting for Marmoush and Savinho to do a nice little media footage with them and whatever.
I think they're a bit worried about their legacy numbers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that video. I see the video about the legacy numbers. So yeah, maybe try to get Marmoush in first. But I mean, if we can get those boys in, I don't think we'll win. I think we should be going in the same. We're going to get a draw against Newcastle because I think we got too many players to slot in one starting 11 for it to work straight away.
Pick a draw.
I think
big man things.
We need to win, bro. It's not.
We need to win that game, man. We gotta win. No.
We need to win, but
we gotta win
again,
the game. So
I won't again stress if there's a good performance in. I mean, I can't accept a loss. I don't accept a loss at home ever, but I need to see a good performance, especially after that Brentford game. The performance, from what I heard, the performance levels was in the mud. I need to see a lot of performance.
Oh, it was so bad. It wasn't even funny.
I heard Fernandes came on and he was the only bright spark.
To explain how it was worse than any performance you saw last season.
Yep.
Yeah, when I get to work tomorrow morning, I'm going to watch the full game and have
it was peak Thomas Frank football without the set pieces.
Yeah. That's what it was. Remember Arsenal away?
Yeah.
That was probably the worst.
Like that. Yes. It was that bad.
It was that bad.
And Arsenal way was bad.
Yeah, it was that bad. We couldn't.
Arsenal way was bad.
Yeah. But
Newcastle, we gotta win. We gotta win for sure.
Yeah, I don't understand how we are not able to get close to the players. It's not like Brentford are elite, I know they're physical, but the way they were playing out from the back, from back to front, they weren't just doing the whole hoofer over the top.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Look at the 2 pre-seasons.
Yeah,
I hear it, but at least get a tackle in.
If they're not ready and they're physically not ready and they're not mentally ready and they're physically not ready in shape, it doesn't matter what they were going to do. Brentford were ready.
How many of those players in our team last season put up good tackling numbers? Probably only Senesi, maybe. No one in our team put up good tackling numbers.
But also, you got to just look at the way Brentford are, what they have players who are there for specific roles and positions and shit like that. So, even when at Brentford, none of their players really stand out like that, but they all got their role in it and they all shine in their role and they have set tactics and set things that they already have in a system and they just pick the players and put them in.
Sangare bossed it, but a lot of people were sleeping on Potter. The left.
Oh, you can say Potter. Okay.
Lewis Potter, what he did the free roll thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Archie Gray didn't know whether to jump, press him, or follow him because he's going from left to right to midfield. Then he ends up scoring a goal because no one's picking him up. You're like, whose job was it to pick up Potter? Was that your job? Was it Mikey Moore? Mikey Moore was obviously pressing Collins, the wider centre back, innit? But it was he just had a free roll and he just looked confident. And they were calling it
Brentford. None of us expected that performance from Brentford, and I think if you'd gone and watched the Frankfurt game the week before, because I actually went and watched the highlights of it, and I saw much of the same, and I thought we're in trouble here. And the fact they carried it on, I think there'll be a lot of teams that Brentford will surprise this season.
So what are you saying? Was it more like Brentford was shining, or is it more that we were bad? Which one was it?
We were bad. We were wide open.
We were bad. We allowed them to
press.
Brentford because they're Brentford. I know we got the G Stadium at the Gtech, but
but you also got to remember,
it should have been 4-0.
Our players, our backup players are they're more miscellaneous. They don't have a real role in the team. Essentially, even if you look at their skill sets and as a player, they don't have anything that stands out necessarily to where they can be plugged into a system and work. And I think De Zerbi's trying to figure that out.
I agree with that 100%.
How much better is Brentford than Newcastle? That's what I want to know.
But they're a settled team, Ash. They're a settled team.
That's what I'm saying.
Brentford,
Obviously,
that's a big difference.
I watched the Newcastle versus Liverpool, and
you're talking about two teams who are in transition yesterday. You could and that's going to be.
What are we then? What are we not in transition?
Not we shouldn't have been, but we are now.
Yeah,
but team, what I
Both
find
we have two new managers. Our manager's not new.
When you've got two teams that are in transition, the result can go either way. We saw it last season. Like Brighton or Villa would go and smash someone, and the next week go and get smashed again. Like I think early stages are going to be a lot of up and down results. I think Brentford will have a good run. I think they're a good team this season, but I think a lot of teams are going to be up and down, especially Newcastle. I think probably us as well. I think Liverpool. I just think no one's settled yet. None of the teams are settled yet. So we could go and play Newcastle off the park. You never know.
Can I go backwards for a second? Mandem said 8 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10 window, right? With no DOF. We need a DOF, right?
I don't think so.
We do. For
I
sure.
think it's probably better if we get one.
I don't want anyone.
No,
it depends on what their role is. If they're going to come in to dictate and not work alongside, there's no point.
No, hey, look, every manager, the life span of a manager is like 2-3 seasons. All the managers care about is right now. They want to win. The DOF has to care about what's best for the club long term. So if De Zerbi says, I want that player, but that player is on crazy wages and whatever, there should be a discussion, right? Checks and balances. DOF should be okay. Like we want to develop some youth. We want a pathway to the first team, right? There should be certain things that the DOF has to dictate versus a manager who only cares about winning next week's game.
Eugene, are you saying the DOF should have more power and more? Because would De Zerbi allow that a stronger DOF?
No, I agree. They should work in tandem, right? They should work in tandem. Because again, with De Zerbi, like managers like De Zerbi or like Conte, right? They want their players, but when they leave, like everything, burns down. They don't care, right? They only care about what they want. But the club has to, somebody at the club has to care about the club long term. So in a perfect world, De Zerbi and DOF can work together like Poch and Mitchell did, right? But I'm not sure if De Zerbi, to your point, I'm not sure if De Zerbi is going to want to have anybody,
No, De Zerbi wants to oversee him. From what you're hearing is that the DOFs that they've interviewed do not like the control that De Zerbi has, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Milo? My concern is, let's say, again, hypothetical. We get Gakpo, Marmoush, Savia, all these players on high wages. De Zerbi leaves in 2 seasons, and we're stuck with those players on high wages who we cannot move. Next manager comes in, those players don't fit his style. We're stuck.
That's when the director of football comes in, though.
But that's the problem with Spurs.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem with Spurs. We always say we want to play this particular way, but then we'll go and get a manager that does the total opposite to another manager. That doesn't make sense for me.
So if the philosophy has to be there, and that's
and I think the club got to sort that out and have that philosophy. Yeah. We can't be going from Ange to Thomas Frank. That's
for sure
crazy. Do you know what I mean? Conte.
That's what director of football will be there for, to keep an identity of how the club. Because most clubs you associate them with a style of play, and that's a lot down to the director of football and thinking long term and keeping those puzzle pieces.
From what I've read as well, like even with like the wages, I think a lot of people have blown up this whole wages thing. Apparently, Mickey Van de Ven is our highest paid player on 240k a week. It's not Tonali's not on 275 and these sort of things. Apparently, Tonali's on 200, but I think some of these players have a clause where I think if we get in the Champions League, they get a pay rise or something like that as well. Yeah. And I think those wages for me, I've seen people saying, how can Mickey Van de Ven be on that much, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I knew he was going to be captain. It wasn't going to be Maddison. But these players are in line with what other players are getting. Like Chelsea's paying, what's his name? The Fofana, he's on like 220k a week. Why can't Mickey Van de Ven be on 240? Do you know what I mean? It's like I think the club will still manage the wage situation very well.
Wes, I gotta bounce. I just want to say thank you, boys. Always a pleasure.
All good, man. Take
care, man. Big up. Yeah, I think the club will keep the wage structure in line, but But yeah, I'm not too worried. But I just want the DOF and De Zerbi to work well, because I don't want De Zerbi to get these players in, and he says, I'm not doing this, and he just walks out the door and never comes back again. We've got a manager that he's a good manager, and he's really rated in the football fraternity. They rate him highly. He plays attractive football. Now let's actually get this project and let's stick at it and build with it. We just know that he's very temperamental, and if you upset him, he's not afraid to walk. So I understand why the club's treading carefully. I understand why they're treading carefully.
No, it makes sense, man. This is obviously a world where people are having their doubts. I know it was one game, but a lot of people kind of lost their heads quickly because they could see, you know what, this could go south.
That's football, though. Football's reactionary. Reactionary. We saw that with them up the road when they lost 2-0 to Brentford at home, lost 3 games on the bounce, and it was Arteta out. Then they won 3 games, and it was Arteta's the greatest manager in the world.
Yeah. So, Arteta out. I think that Arteta out crew, they're there, but they're quiet right now.
They're very quiet. And it'll be the same here. It was Slot was the greatest manager when he won the league. Now they had to get him out. It's the same thing. Carrick, we saw it with Ollie. We've seen it with like it's football's reactionary, man. Football's reactionary.
I know you're quite balanced on this one, but what would it take you for you to be a De Zerbi out?
Finishing below 8th at the end of the season.
Really?
Finishing below 8th.
That's what we're gonna be, though. So
that's what we're gonna be.
No, I don't believe.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe it. We're gonna finish there.
Do you know what? I think with the money that we've spent, anything below 8 for me, there's got to be serious questions.
Hey,
just quickly answer that. The money that was spent had to be spent because of the bad recruitment that we've had in the last 3 or 4 years.
One game a week. One game a week.
But they've also got to learn this system.
Yeah,
it's gonna take some time for me as long as it's nowhere near in that bottom half of the table that I've seen for the last 2 seasons.
You're like okay. You're like 12th, 13th then, Marlon.
I'll be a bit balanced. I'll say 10th.
10th or 9th.
10th. I'll say 10th.
Because Wes is right. 1 game a week. I don't expect us to be finishing that bottom half. There's no way we should be with the players we've recruited. The window has been good. No matter who we sign out of this, the window's been good in some sort of way. I just want them to get used to how De Zerbi plays.
Finish above us. Are you looking at De Zerbi sideways, or is that
because the work because they've only got 1 game a week.
Yeah.
So
they're a far more settled team.
And you saw it. They're a far more settled team. To be honest, I've been quite impressed with Brentford in this pre-season, and I was impressed with them on Saturday. It's one of them. We're not the only team they're going to do that to. There'll be quite a few that will do that to them this season, and I think what we'll see when we come back to this Brentford result, a lot of us will look back in about 3 or 4 months' time and go, actually, you know what? We weren't the only team. As long as we learn from it, I don't think we'll beat Newcastle this weekend either.
No, I don't think
so. But I'm not going to lose my head over it because I should be in the Championship. I should be in the Championship right now.
Performances matter, though. Like
that's what I said. Performance has got to be better. Performance has got to be better.
Because we can't. Because people are going to look at excuses now. If we say, physicality, fitness, well, brother, that was your fault, bro. That's you get paid.
That was De Zerbi. De Zerbi needs to be looked at for that because it was down to him. Like, we can criticize De Zerbi, even though De Zerbi got us out of this trouble. We can still criticize him for what happened on Saturday. Doesn't mean we want him out.
Oh, he's gone again.
I agree. That's what he was saying, though. He was cooking.
Yeah.
But he turned the stove off, unfortunately.
So and when you watched our pre-season, we knew we were going to have a problem putting the ball in the back of the net unless we got serious recruitment in attack. So Brentford, like, what score? What was the score when Mikey Moore got his 2 chances? Because taking one of those chances could flip a game on the head depending on the scoreline.
I think it was 3-0 already.
Oh, it was 3-0 already. Okay, so it wouldn't have made.
Yeah, but he gets those 2 chances. Say he does score those 2 chances. It's 3-2.
Yeah,
he knows what the last 10 minutes are going to be.
Yeah.
You know.
And we knew from pre-season we were going to struggle to put the ball in the back of the net. So
that's fact.
We need to get Marmoush and Savinho in
ASAP.
By that deadline and just fling him in there, because flinging them in there is better than that front 3.
Elijah, what would you reckon, Bob? Like, in terms of Where do we have to like? What's your like? De Zerbi out like he's on full. When do you put him on full watch? Actually, when did you put him on full watch?
That's a question. That's the thing because like Thomas Frank, I was able to watch the preseason, isn't it? So mine was early on the Thomas Frank is a fraud thing, but I don't know about De Zerbi. I didn't get to watch preseason like that. So, but it'd have to be like if I give him like if he has like the dream starting 11 that we want in it, and it's not working. And then within a few, like it'll take maybe like 5 games, and I'm seeing there's no improvement at all.
Say by November, it could be.
It could be as early as that. That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm not seeing no improvement at all, then I'm looking at him like, bro, what go on in it? Like you know what I'm saying? Like we've been giving you everything you wanted, and I'm not seeing no. Like if I'm seeing improvement, but then we're still not good enough, then I'll be like, all right, cool, I see improvement. I'm a chill in it. But if I don't see no improvement, and you've got all your man them fit. I'm starting to look at you like, I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? So
he can't, Saturday, he can't have another 3-0 mulling. Like,
no.
It's like
here's the roll. Here's the roll at home. 3-0.
I think,
Go on.
It's just, I don't know. I don't think we'll see that. Well, I think we'll see another game like that again.
You don't think that other teams are gonna know what De Zerbi wants to set up, even though he might change the players or what.
But like we said earlier, our players are not used to the system yet, so it's easier to play against a De Zerbi system when you've got 11 players that are struggling to play it. So.
Because we always say back the manager, right? Because I'll go back to Elijah saying November. We always say back the manager. But as fans, what does that mean for us then? Because obviously the club have done it, but us as fans, we're part of the club.
I'm all for backing the manager, but I'm not for blind faith in it. Like I need to see a reason to be like, all right, cool. I can see what you're doing. I can see what's happening.
I think we need to see improvement.
Yeah, so it's like if I'm seeing something where it's like, okay, I can see something there, then I have no problem backing the manager.
Say we lost 1-0 to Newcastle at the weekend, but actually we peppered them for 84 minutes and they caught us.
Then it's like, then it's like, cool, I can see something.
Do you think his 7 games last season there was an improvement?
Yes, there was improvement, and I do think De Zerbi deserves some extra credit for keeping us up in the first place. So that's why the only thing is like for me is when it asking like just fans in general, like at what point do you start saying like, okay, the 7 games don't mean that this can continue? And it's like I can understand if fans want to give him more time because of that, I get it. But it's just like, I mean, I can't just keep giving him that, you know. I can't just keep giving him that you kept us up excuse because if it starts
by
getting
December,
bad,
we need to see clear.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Towards the end of the year, we gotta see like that starting 11. Improvement. We gotta be seeing De Zerbi ball, all of that kind of stuff in it. Because if not, by December, it's like when are we gonna see it in it?
He's just got to beat Arsenal. We'll all be happy.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
That will buy him some time.
That will buy him
because the performances, the performance we've been witnessing against Arsenal have been absolutely disgraceful.
The last decent one.
But anyone realistically think we beat Arsenal or Chelsea? Because I'll be honest with you,
bro. If he does remember when Brighton beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates? If he can do that for us, I can't. Like, he can have the whole season. You can have the whole season.
I think we'll see by the international break. We'll see a difference. I'm giving it that long. I
can live with that. I can.
What international?
When is it?
October, right?
October.
Yeah.
Is it Man United?
So if you don't get it by October, you're like, yo.
No. I'm at the present moment. Like I said, I should be in the Championship. So at this present moment, but I've seen everyone like I'm come back to my earlier point when I asked you guys. Every time De Zerbi's gone into a new club, he's taken 4 or 5 games to get it to click.
Yeah,
we're looking at the lot. Everyone was when he came in 7 games. It's not going to happen. He takes this long. No, this is the 4 or 5 games now.
Where do you stand on that whole captaincy then thing with Rich Archie Gray? Are you mad at that or are you not bothered?
Don't give a shit. I always said. Remember, I said at the beginning.
Doesn't change the result.
That Robertson could have been captain, but Robertson was on that pitch too. He still can be a captain on that pitch. It doesn't mean the result changes. They were just poor. The whole team were just poor. Yeah. And I don't rate Van der Ven as a captain either, but
I don't either actually. Yeah.
For me, I'm worried in that aspect about the leaders, but hopefully with the captain's armband, maybe it changes something in him. Hopefully, but yeah, again, I think I look at the players. I don't think we have real leaders in the squad again.
And that showed even on Saturday that because that after that second goal, okay, if Robertson was a captain material, he should knowing that Archie Gray was on that pitch to help him. And the only reason we weren't using Andy Robertson because he was the most senior player on that pitch. They should have been together on that thing and getting themselves together. But they all just kind of went, "No, it's not us." And
is there a world where Mamouche don't happen? And we just end up
yeah, there is, where Man City pulled our pants down, made us pay this more for Savinho because the Mamouche deal. But yeah,
they could pull our pants down.
Because you know what, like
it's probably why Savio's not been announced though.
Huh?
It's probably why Savio's not been announced because we are making sure they both go through at the same time. Otherwise, they pulled our pants down big time.
Do you think it is a pants pulling down, or are they having issues because Frankfurt are watching what they're doing and they're like, "Hey, yo, listen, if you don't
care." No, Man City will cheat the system. They don't care about
Man City. Don't care about Man City. Been doing this. What, one more charge?
I would say, can you trust them to get the deal over the line for Mamouche? Can you really trust?
But I don't trust Man City. I don't trust Man City, if I'm honest.
The problem I've got is everyone's moaning, about them players not being over the line yet. But look at the clubs we're dealing with. We're not dealing with Evertons. We're not dealing with the Brightons. We're not dealing with the Bournemouth.
We're dealing with top. This is a top club.
We're dealing with a top club. This is how you're meant to act as a top club. And unfortunately, it's hard to get them out.
Well, regardless of all of that, if we're left with Savinho for 75 million plus the add-ons, whatever it goes up to, like, was it 100 million euros? I don't know, 85 million, blah, blah, blah. There will be pressure on Savinho to deliver. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's going to be pressure.
There can be pressure on him regardless.
No matter if Mamouche comes through the door or not.
So, but what I'm saying is, what is like? How does he avoid that pressure? Obviously he got to deliver. But
I don't think he can. I don't think he can avoid it. There is no avoiding it for him. He's been talking about coming to us. He's been liking every single post posted on the Sun. He's got to deliver. There's no way you can do all of that and then come here and tell me I'm not ready.
Do you think he delivers at Tottenham?
I think Savinho delivers. I've said it. I'm confident in Savinho.
What does that look like though, in terms of like? Is it a performance thing, or is he actually like got a hit?
I think it's performance, and I think I'd say 15 goal contributions. I think 12 to 15 goal contributions, and I think performances in terms of terrorizing fullbacks and opening up the game.
Okay.
I think Egypt Spurs are meant to be recording something. It was either today or tomorrow. They had an emergency thing that they came out and said to their members to announce the Mamouche deal.
Is that with Mido? Because Mido told us to sign him when he was at Frankfurt, I think.
Yeah.
He put a tweet out saying Spurs need to sign him. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Mido's involved too, to be honest.
Marlon, what about you? And what about you, Elijah? Like, what's he got to do for you for Savinho? Because 75, 85 is a lot of money, like, for a 22-year-old, to be fair. Like, what are we saying?
Yeah, I need to see roughly around, like, between, like, 15 to 20 GA, something like that.
I'm going to be realistic, 11, 12.
I'm saying 10 to 12. No, 12 to 15. I'm looking at.
I'm saying 20 is pushing it, I know, but I'd say roughly around that 15 GA kind of mark, to be honest. We're able to get
eight assists and 7 goals or something like that.
I'm seeing even less goals. I'm probably saying more like a 5 and 10 kind of thing.
I want assists, I
think a 5 and 10 thing for Savio, because he can't shoot. Yeah, he can't shoot. Like, Savio.
I'm sitting there saying Kudos can't score, and then expecting Savio to come in and score goals.
Savio's just as bad as Kudos.
I think Mamouche gets a 12 to 15 goals.
Yeah, Mamouche.
But this is why I say, like, having Savio and Kudos at the same time. Ironically enough, we need a fox in the box because they're gonna be creating. You know what I'm saying? Savio is more of a touchline winger, likes to go an outside cross. Kudos is more of a cut in. Like, they're both creators, but they create in different ways and like to take on their man, all of that. It might make more sense to have like if a Solanke does a fox in the box kind of thing, and then you have Mamouche in the 10, like Wes was saying earlier, to make those deep runs, those late runs into the box. It would make more sense that to run that kind of thing if you have two creative wingers. And that's why I wanted to see what type of winger we sign, because if we went for back when we were linked with Leao, or if we went with a Krupi before he got injured, who are more goal minded, then it would make more sense to have like a deep line forward, and then you go into all of these things. But yeah, if we got two creative wingers, you'd want to have, you know, two, like a Marmoush as a false 9, or Marmoush as a 10, sorry, and then Solanke up top, something like that, you know.
So you think those will be our main goal scorers? I know we'll get goals from elsewhere as well, but you think the two main goal scorers would be Marmoush and like Solanke then?
I think Solanke.
Yeah, if we play Marmoush in the 10, then yeah.
So you think you don't think Solanke improves then the season? Is that what you're saying?
I don't rate Solanke at all, but
I'm hoping.
I don't rate Solanke. I expect
more than 3 goals though.
I expect more than 3 goals. I expect 10 goals fully fit. Minimum.
Yeah, I think if we play 2 creative wingers, we're gonna have to play Solanke in a fox in the box kind of situation, and Solanke is just a better all round player than Richarlison. I think Richarlison has a better IQ in terms of in the box and better movement.
So you're saying you're wrong, yeah?
No, Solanke's always been a better all round player, but like the problem is when you're in a relegation fight and you need goals, Richarlison's more prolific. He scores more than Solanke. So I was thinking in terms of relegation, we need goals. We need someone up top whose focal point gets chances. That's Richarlison. But if you're talking about having talent around a player and you're talking about being better than the sum of their parts, Solanke fits that way better than Richarlison. You know what I'm saying? So,
and where do you think Marmoush's best position is? Because Marlon said you said a 10, innit? Marlon.
Second striker. I'm not 10, but second striker.
Yeah, like I'm not the biggest Solanke fan. In my ideal 4, I would have Xavi Simons in the 10 and then have Marmoush up top. But Xavi Simons ain't gonna be around. I think if we're gonna have 2 creative wingers, then you should probably prioritize creating on the wings. So in that aspect, Marmoush as a 10, as a late runner into the box, you know, I think that would be the best kind of situation for him.
Yeah,
I agree.
That makes sense.
All right.
I think
lads, I'm gonna have to shoot off. But thank you for having me, man. I'll definitely.
All good, man. All good.
Definitely to do it again.
Where can we find you, man?
At the moment, just on Instagram, Wes Spurs OS 17. Yeah, don't really. I'm gonna start doing a lot more like on TikTok and YouTube and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, definitely. Match days down in the Bill Nick as well. So.
Cold.
Yeah.
I pick up the also OS 17 crew as well.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thing, obviously, I've seen the clips on YouTube.
Yeah. A lot more to come, man. So yeah, man. We'll definitely look to get you boys on as well, man. Definitely.
Yeah, love, man.
So, yeah.
And me and Marlon were meant to be doing the studio thing, but we did it once and then
twice.
Huh?
Do you know
twice?
Do you know what? With me, I've always been worried about the whole YouTube live stuff, and I found the studio thing a lot easier, but it comes with other headache like editing videos and all this sort of thing. And so
now we had a place that did all. I swear our place did all of that. They did all the editing.
Yeah, they did all of it for us. Yeah, we just had to turn up.
We just had to turn up. And
man was on a production thing, and
we still couldn't get it done, bro. It's mad, bro.
Yeah. We also got to do the set days as well, and
it's working out the days, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
But big up.
No.
Check the man out, bro. Them man are cold still. I'll rate their team.
Yeah, love for that, man. Definitely.
Make sure you like subscribe to these, man. Like they're doing it.
I'll get Ash to send you the YouTube link as well, so you.
Yeah. Definitely.
That,
But yeah, definitely look to jump on again, man. It's my first live ever, so.
Fairs.
Yeah. First one ever.
So, Fairs, I couldn't tell, man. You're naturally good on camera, man.
Do you know it's Spurs, isn't it? Spurs brings it out of you, man.
Spurs Kings brings it out of you. Makes you comfortable.
Man. Do you know as well? For me as well, it's always about like authenticity, innit? And I feel again, I'm chatting with authentic Spurs fans. You know what I mean? So it's always
I'm kind of iffy. I don't know if I'm part of that, man.
We're buying Elijah, man.
I'm diehard, man. Spurs is a big part of my life, man. Big part of my life. My son's 5. He's the same thing. He didn't want to leave the training ground earlier. Now he's saying we got to go back. So I'm gonna take him back up there this week. I was just driving past. I said, "Do you want to see it?" Drove past. I'm thinking,
yeah, he must have been gassed.
Saw all these people outside. I thought, let's go out and see. Obviously, some of the players couldn't stop because they're doing road works there or whatever they're doing. And then Kulusevski was like, "Nah, mate," and just stopped. So I was like,
He was like, don't forget about me.
no, it was a good day, man. My son loves Spurs as well, man. He's only 5 as well. He keeps asking me about Savinho as well. When's he joining? So,
bless him.
They better get it done. Better get it done.
No. If your son wants to be a true Spurs fan, they ain't gonna get it done. You have to learn the hard way.
Do you know what? His first player was Son. His favorite player was Son. We sold him. Then he loves Javi Simmons and Spence. Sold Spence. Now it's Mateus Fernandes because he keeps hearing me bang on about Mateus Fernandes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's liking Mateus Fernandes. So you can't let my son down, mate. We need a big season from him. So yeah, but yeah, I'm interested, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this season. Well, it's hard not to the last 2 seasons, but
yeah, hopefully we can pattern up, man. Because obviously,
definitely.
So much about Saturday because obviously I had a lot of. Like, I didn't think we'll win, but like I said, it's just the way, it's the manner.
Yeah. I didn't expect nothing. I was out.
Yeah,
I was out.
I planned to be out, but I said, yeah, you know what? I got cancelled.
Do you know what? I got offered a ticket for Brentford away from last season because I knew someone that had enough points, would have enough points, and they weren't going. And I thought, I bought my ticket for this event already. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm going to this event. And then when we signed the players, I thought, oh, damn, I want to go. Then I saw pre-season, a lot of players weren't there and everything. I thought, nah, you know what? I'm not bothering. One of my mates got offered 500 quid the day before for his ticket. He said, listen, mate, take that.
Yeah.
He said, take it. Do you know what I mean? And then now look, innit? So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm going to go on Saturday. So, yeah, fingers crossed. It's a much better performance.
Yeah, man. I want to hear you from the stands, bro. I want to hear the man.
Yeah. I'm definitely. I'm all about the atmosphere. We need it. We're definitely going to need it. So, but yeah, man, we'll definitely do this again, man. Definitely.
We'll link up, man. Let's
definitely. All right.
Yeah, tell your man to pull up as well, man.
No, definitely, we'll do, definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, then. All right.
A bit.
Big up.
See, tell the peeps where they can find you, bro.
I mean, I'll be here, innit? I'll be on Spurs Kings TV. Don't care. But yeah, too much of Ian. Man does the watch alongs. You know how it be. I'm always around. If I'm not, raging at our goalkeeper, I'm gonna be raging about something. You know how it goes. But I've kind of retired of making fun of people, and I'm a chill guy now. I'd rather keep the banner to streams. So yeah, come support me if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. I'll be here again at some point. So that's it, really.
All right. We'll be back next week. We ain't got Monday night, we're Saturday, so we'll be back next week.
Wednesday is a peak one because obviously everyone's going to be doing the match reaction, because we're playing.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I don't know, innit? If we lose, I'm definitely on Rivals, innit? So, last week was a madness. I don't even know why I haven't clicked it up, but yeah, you lot need to tune into Rivals because there was a lot of talk about De Zerbi, yeah, and man, them were losing their mind, yeah. Rival fans is what I'm talking about, and it's interesting because we didn't talk about TalkSport, Gabby and all them man there, and Simon. We've got a lot of ops right now. It's interesting. This is why I hope we do some damage coming into the season because, yeah, obviously we know we're not liked, but we spoke about it already. We're one of the hated clubs in the league at the moment because we spend so much and people think we don't deserve it. But we'll see, man. We'll see how things pan out, man. Hopefully we can do the damn thing. But yeah, man, big up. Make sure you are liking this stream. That is back. That is in the building. Marlon is here. He's there to... You know what I should have told you to do? Put on the polls.
I did a poll, actually. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I did one. I wrote rate in the window. Sorry, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, go on.
So there was 14% that voted for 10, 7 to 9 was 45%, 4 to 6 said 31%, and 1 to 3 was 10%.
Oh. 10% of people said 1 to 3. That's ridiculous.
10%, yeah.
Nah, that's trolling.
Window
That must have
was
been other
free.
club fans, bro. Must
Yeah,
have been.
yeah.
That's nuts.
I don't know what the expectation is, but yeah, it's crazy. I would give the window an 8. I would, because I just still think there is issues. Like, if Maddison's not there, I'm not sure how we kind of create. I know we can create down the sides, but I just when Maddison's not there, I'm not saying he's the master creator, but at the same time, we just don't have that profile. You get it? Apart from maybe Fernandes. I know Tonali can and Fernandes can from deep, but in between the lines, feeding the striker, feeding the wingers, feeding other players, I think we missed a trick out on like not getting a player of that kind of profile, like because Maddison won't be there all the time. But yeah, other than that, I think the fullback situation can be. Yeah, we could upgrade on that, obviously, in the goalkeeper as well, but it is what it is. But anyway, going to end the show. Love for the love, man. Make sure leave comments as well so we can get back to you. And we know that you're not a bot as well. We need to know that love is real, Mary J. Blige style, you know? But yeah, man, big up for the support, as we said earlier in the show. Keep hitting those likes and share it, man, because we're a small channel, even though we're doing 5K. Each show it just needs to get out there a little bit more. So if you can share it, man, that would be appreciated, people. Love for the love. We're all Spurs. We're one family. Let's keep it going, man.